after an American Airlines flight and an Army Black Hawk helicopter collided Wednesday night. CBS's Charlie D'Agata has more on the helicopter.
They got those black boxes. We'll be able to hear about the communication between the pilots and then also speaking to the control tower itself, because they'll have a better idea of why that helicopter was where it was when this collision happened.
Black boxes from the plane have also been recovered. President Trump says his promised tariffs will go into effect tomorrow, no matter what.
The president says the tariffs of 25% against Canada and Mexico and 10% against China are non-negotiable.
No.
Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office, Trump said it's about economics.
We have about a $200 billion deficit with Canada.
And with Mexico, he says, the deficit is about $250 billion, and that doesn't even tackle the border issue. As for China
makes the fentanyl, gives it to Mexico, puts it through Canada.
And then, Trump says, into the United States, costing millions of American lives. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Significant changes are underway at the FBI. Top officials there are being told to retire, resign, or be fired by Monday. CBS's Jake Rosen.
This kind of purge that we've seen this week since Monday into Friday now has really come with these interim department heads, so that Pam Bondi, who is likely to be the next Attorney General, and Kash Patel, who certainly seems headed to be the next FBI director, kind of have cover by the Trump administration to kind of do what Donald Trump has said all along for the last 2+ years. He intends on retributing and going after really a lot of these people who he sees as problems within the government and intelligence agencies.
Over 3 weeks since the flames erupted, causing at least 27 deaths and destruction, the Palisades and Eaton fires are, according to CAL FIRE, 100% contained. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Rats on the rise. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
New York City gets a bad rat rap. But according to a new study, Washington, D.C. actually had 1.5 times greater growth in its rat population over the last 12 years. The American Association for the Advancement of Science also found the critters are on the rise in San Francisco and Toronto. And they say climate change is partly to blame. The warmer average temps, along with denser living conditions, less vegetation, and limited rat control resources, are causing rats to thrive in these cities. Like Charlie Brown always says, rat. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The war satire Atropia, about actors in a military role-playing facility, wins the Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival's U.S. Dramatic Competition, while the Dylan O'Brien movie Twinless gets the coveted Audience Award. Juries and programmers for the 41st edition of the Independent Film Festival announced the major prize winners today in Park City, Utah. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-283-2427. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-283-2427. 800-283-2427. 800-283-2427.
fueling your 2025. Happy New Year from Wave 105 FM.
Hafa Adai, it's Pauly Suba of Wave 105 and host of The Bright Side. Get ready, because The Bright Side just got brighter. We're hitting the radio waves from 2 to 6 p.m. every weekday, baby. We'll dive into local politics and highlight what's happening in your community. Call into the show or leave a comment and share what's on your mind as we figure out these world problems together. We'll talk to the people that are moving and shaking things up. The Bright Side is brought to you by Vitali's Italian Restaurant, GTA Teleguam, Chili's, Good to Go, and Subway. Take a break from all of that shade and join The Bright Side on Wave 105.
Good afternoon. It is 2:07 p.m. and that is your time check.
Start your day right with Mornings with Patty Arroyo every weekday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. Then meet me, Pauly Suba, in your afternoon on The Bright Side. Ride the wave with us on your radio at 105.1 FM or stream us 24/7 at thewave105.com. The sound of Guam is Wave 105.1 FM.
You're tuned into Wave 105.1 FM on The Bright Side with Pauly Suba every weekday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can listen to us on our website, thewave105.com, or watch us live on YouTube, Wave 105 Guam. If you want to reach us on the line, please call us at 671-922-1051 or 1052. You can also WhatsApp us at 671-922-1051. The Bright Side is brought to you by Chili's Grill and Bar. At Chili's, more life, great food, and memories happen here. GTA, we start with you. Sherwin-Williams is hiring inside and outside sales. Apply in person Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 671-646-8050 or email your resume to sw@pri-guam.com. Subway, eat fresh in just a few clicks. Order online at subwaypacific.com for pickup at your convenience or for delivery right at your doorstep. Online ordering at subwaypacific.com is powered by Good to Go, we deliver. At Subway, you gotta refresh to be fresh. Also, a big thank you to our sponsors from Micropack and Local Jerk. Now's that time for your real deal traffic report here on The Bright Side. Slow traffic on Route 2 in Hamatak, and this is by the Seti Bay Overlook. Slow traffic on Route 15, Derry Road, and Pagat Route in Manilao at the intersection near the Santa Teresita Church. Slow traffic on Route 3 in Dededo if you're passing the GRMC Hospital heading to the intersection on Route 1. Slow traffic on Route 1 into Muning if you're heading northbound to the intersection that leads to Route 14B. Slow traffic on Route 1 to Muning north and southbound at the intersection near the John F. Kennedy High School. And now for your traffic advisory for the week from today, Monday, February 3rd to Friday, February 7th between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Motorists are advised that the contractor will continue shoulder work along Route 14B and on the sidewalk into Muning. During this time, expect minimal lane shifts and intermittent lane closures. And that is your real deal traffic report here on The Bright Side.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show host, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
I ran into this girl the night before. She reminded me of a golden shore. She was nothing like your average girl next door. She liked DVDs, tattoos, and Paramore. She'd say, Hafa Adai, como por favor. And I'd say, sad dispenser to gaigi kulor. And she'd paint colors round the galaxies and more. I ran into this girl the night before. She gave away to light my world for just a
Welcome to it, another Bright Side right here on Wave 105, 212 in the afternoon, 671-922-1051 or 1052. Biba Lunis. We're online, thewave105.com, as well as our YouTube channel, Wave 105.1 FM Guam. I've been trying to track the Grammy Awards, right? Every now and then I'll jump on. Some of the songs are unrecognizable, right? But I have a decent idea of who some of these artists are. For Best Rock Performance, the Beatles win. So these guys are still doing their thing, right? For a song called Now and Then. And there's a backstory to it, apparently. But I just want to move along, to be honest with you. Best Rock Performance, the Beatles. They were up against the Black Keys, Green Day, The Idols, Pearl Jam, and St. Vincent. It is the Grammys, though. I feel like this song would not even be nominated if it was the VMAs. So, Best Pop Solo Performance. Issa, are you a fan of any of these people? Beyonce?
Just her old music.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've never heard this song, Bodyguard.
Me neither.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Espresso from Sabrina Carpenter.
Mhm.
That's the winner for Best Pop Solo. Charlie XCX, Apple.
I think I've heard one song.
Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather. I've heard that one.
Yeah, very popular.
Yeah. Chapel Roan, Good Luck Babe.
Okay. I know that song.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one's better? Pink Pony? Is it the same song?
No, different.
Different?
Yeah.
Okay. Best R&B performance. I was just looking this one up because I don't know who Mooney Long is. Do you know?
No.
Song is Made for Me. Best R&B performance. Went up against Jhené Aiko, who performed here in Guam. I don't know the song Guidance. Chris Brown performs also. The song called Residuals. And Coco Jones, Here We Go. But they all lose to Mooney Long. And then there's Saturn, which is SZA. I thought that song was gonna win.
Yeah, I hear that a lot too online.
It didn't win for Best R&B Performance. It did win for Best R&B Song. But the credits go to, I believe, the writers of the song. And I don't know any of these people, to be honest with you. None of them are SZA. Best R&B song was After Hours, Burning, Here We Go, Ruin Me, and then the winner again, Saturn, for Best R&B song. Let's see here. For Best Rap Album, I don't know who Doechii is.
Me too.
I had to look at Doechii up. She has an album called Alligator Bites Never Heal. She went up against J. Cole, Common, and Pete Rock, Eminem even, and also Future, and beat all of them for Best Rap Album. Best Rap Performance goes to Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, beating out Cardi B, Common, Doechii, Eminem, Future, and Glorilla. That would have been really cool to see Glorilla win a Grammy.
Right?
Yeah. It's not over yet though, right? Best Rap Song, again, Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. Let's see here. Best Musica Urbana Album. I'm not even going to try to pronounce any of those. Best Music Video goes to Kendrick Lamar for Not Like Us. Best Latin Rock or Alternative Album goes to Rwanya, Quiente Las Cornitas. That's the winner. Let's see here. Best Latin Pop Album goes to Shakira. So Shakira wins against Luis Fonsi. Luis Fonsi sounds familiar. The others, not so much for me. Sorry, I don't listen to Latin pop. Best Dance Pop Recording goes to Charlie XCX for a song called Von Dutch. I was just listening to it before we got on the radio. It's just not my thing. It went up against Ariana Grande. It went up against Billie Eilish. Somebody by the name of Madison Beer and Troye Sivan. Really, Troye Sivan? I thought this guy's just a dancer.
I've heard some of his music.
Yeah, is it good?
I wouldn't say it's like that popular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he got nominated. Troye Sivan, I thought, was like a meme. It's kind of like a joke. Like 13-year-olds follow Troye Sivan, right?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Winner for Best Dance Electronic Album, Charlie XCX for Brat. Fortet, Justice, everybody else, Zed, I guess. This is EDM music. Yeah, it's not my thing.
Is Charlie XCX, is that the D'Amelio sister?
I don't know. I've heard my daughter talk about Brat.
Yeah,
but
because I've seen the young generation, they listen to that music.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's like one of the D'Amelio sisters.
I don't know. Let's see here. Best country song goes to The Architect. The song's kind of boring, to be honest with you. I was just listening to that one before we went on the air. I like Casey Musgraves. She's a really good writer. But it just, I don't know. What did the kids say? It slaps. It doesn't really slap for me, this Architect. I'm starting to like, there's some country songs that I like. I just feel like there were some others here, like Bar Song. That song's fun. I Am Not Okay is a really good song. I Had Some Help. I've heard that one. Then obviously Texas Hold'em, right? Again, when they're doing the song, the credit goes to the writers. So best country song goes to The Architect. Again, Casey Musgraves is one of the writers. Shane McCanley and Josh Osborne. But you hear Casey Musgraves when you hear this song, and it's not one of her best. I am a fan of Casey Musgraves, just that one doesn't slap for me. Best country solo performance. Beyonce, 16 Carriages, Jelly Roll, I Am Not Okay, Casey Musgraves, The Architect, Shabuzi, Bar Song. The winner is Chris Stapleton, It Takes a Woman. That one's all right. Again, not one of my. I'm a fan of Chris Stapleton. Just that one's not one of the songs that I like, or it's one of those things like, oh, okay, that's good, and then it's forgettable. Here we go. Best country duo group performance. Two Most Wanted is the winner. Beyonce and Miley Cyrus. I don't know. I must have missed that one. Do you hear a country song between Beyonce and Miley Cyrus?
No, I haven't heard a country song from them.
Yeah, I must have missed it. Cowboys Cry 2, Break Mine, Bigger Houses. I've heard of Dan and Shay. So they were up against Beyonce and Miley, but Beyonce and Miley take it. Let me see here. Best country album goes to Beyonce, Cowboy Carter. Beating out Post Malone, Casey Musgraves, Chris Stapleton, and Lainey Wilson. And then we're still waiting on Best Pop Duo. There's no winner yet for Best Pop Duo. The Grammys are still going on right now. Us by Gracie Adams featuring Taylor Swift. Levi's Jeans by Beyonce featuring Post Malone. Charlie XCX featuring Billie Eilish. The song's called Guess. Ariana Grande featuring Brandy and Monica. The Boy's Mine. She redid it. Have you ever heard this song?
No.
The Boy's Mine. Brandy and Monica. It's like a 90s track or early 2000s. Wait, yeah,
that sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
They made like a new version?
I guess. I have yet to hear it, but this one's Ariana Ariana Grande jumps in here, and Brandy and Monica are on the track. I've not heard it, so I'm now when we go to break, I want to go listen to it and see if it sounds exactly like the Brandy and Monica. Because remember, Brandy and Monica, they're like fighting over the same dude or whatever. And to be honest with you, they should have just both just left. Yeah, it's like, no, what? Both Brandy and Monica fighting over this guy? Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, whatever. I'm over this song. Die with a Smile. Of course it's nominated for all boring songs are nominated. This is not the VMAs. This is the Grammys. Best comedy album goes to The Dreamer by Dave Chappelle. That's a funny one. Best new artist goes to Chappell Roan. My daughter loves Chappell Roan. She just stands out, right?
Yeah.
So she was up against Teddy Swims, Shabuzi, Doechii, Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know who Benson Boone is. I do know Benson Boone. Benson should have won. He's the one where the kids sing his song. A little like elementary kids sing a song. I forgot the name of that song though, but it's real cute. On TikTok, it's one of those trending TikToks where little kids, like kindergarteners, when they start to hear the song, they all starts to sing along with it. It's like a love song. So it's funny. It's about like heartbreak, and you got like kindergarteners or pre-K kids singing to this song, and they belt it out. Record of the year, we don't know yet. Song of the year, we don't know yet. And I believe, we got Best Pop Vocal Album. Sabrina Carpenter wins with Short and Sweet. It was up against Taylor Swift, Chappell Roan, Ariana Grande, and Billie Eilish. So that one already. Album of the year, we don't know yet. So that's it. There's still a couple big ones, right? Album of the year is a big one. They have yet to announce the winner of that. Song of the year, they have yet to announce the winner. Record of the year, yet to announce that one. And we've yet to find out who won the best pop duo or group performance. That's about all of them. 2:24 in the afternoon. Something that actually like broke the internet yesterday was you like watching NBA? Are you following all the trades? There's a bunch of trades going down.
No, I haven't been watching.
Who's your favorite? Because your dad is a Philadelphia Eagles fan, right?
Yes.
So they're ready for the Super Bowl. What about what about the NBA? Who does he follow for?
The Lakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your dad probably told you that was he freaking out yesterday? Was he all like stressed out?
I'm not too sure because I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't there? Okay.
Yeah, but
so
I feel like he's more of a football fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if he's a Lakers fan, there was a trade that happened yesterday.
Okay.
So Anthony Davis, who is arguably one of the most popular big men in the NBA, right? He was traded. And to be honest with you, I didn't think that they were going to trade him. The only other player that's better than Anthony Davis on the Lakers is LeBron James, obviously. So, of course, they're not going to trade LeBron James. So, they'll trade Anthony Davis. I didn't think it was going to happen. But they did. And they traded him to Dallas for Luka Doncic. Have you heard of this guy, Luka?
No, is he new?
He's been around for a while. He's Slovakian. He's from Europe. And he's like the new Dirk Nowitzki. So he plays Euroball. He came to the NBA. He probably should have gone to, I forget who he was supposed to go to, but there was like this. Oh, he was supposed to go to Atlanta Hawks. But there was a trade between him and Trae Young. Trae Young was supposed to go to Dallas. Luka was supposed to go to Atlanta. There was a trade, so Luka ends up going to play in Dallas. This guy is probably the next face of the NBA. I just there's SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who plays for OKC, who is doing some really good things in OKC. It's just OKC's like small market, so they don't get a lot of they don't get a lot of their games played on national TV. Then there's Anthony Edwards over at Minnesota, also small market. Dallas, I feel like, is a little bigger. It's still not the big market like New York City and Miami and LA, but it's definitely a bigger market. Dallas has a bigger market than OKC does, or Minnesota, right? And then there's San Antonio. The reason why San Antonio gets a lot of respect, people are looking at San Antonio a lot, is because of the championships they were able to win with Tim Duncan and Tony Parker. And now they've got Wembanyama, who is definitely going to be the face of the NBA. Just give him 2 more years, if not next year. But Luka's there. I want to say it's going to be, once LeBron retires, it's Luka and Wemby's. It's their faces. They're the ones that are going to continue on the success. I mean, it's all going to ride on them. Now, they're arguing that the ratings are down. NBA ratings are down. I don't necessarily think NBA ratings are down. I just think everybody's streaming now. So, I mean, yeah, you're not going to see the same numbers because people don't have cable TV anymore. And so if anybody's got NBA TV, it's expensive. I don't even think we can get it here in Guam. If you do, great. I'm not paying for that. And then there's also, like, it's the weirdest thing. So if you have, like, NBA TV and you're in LA, well, guess what games get blocked out? The LA games. So it's, like, pointless. Like, you root for the LA Lakers, but you are in the LA area, so you can't watch the LA Lakers on NBA TV because they block it out. They black those games out because they want you to go watch it on local TV. So, where do people go to watch basketball now? Well, they stream it on these sites that you're not supposed to be on, and you're able to watch it there. I mean, otherwise you're going to have to go, there. It's very confusing where to find a game. Is it on ESPN Plus? Is it on TNT, on Max? Is it on Prime? Is it on another streaming site? So people are like, I'm not going to purchase all of these streaming sites so I can watch a few NBA games. I'll just go on the sites that I know about that are illegal, questionable. And that's where people are watching their games. And how do I know that a lot of people are watching? Well, because it buffers. There's a lot of people on this stream. So there's a good amount of people that are still watching these games. And it was definitely shocking to see that trade yesterday go down. And it was like minutes after the Lakers just beat the New York Knicks. And so it's funny because I was watching some of these videos of other games going on after the New York Knicks, and people reacting on the bench while they're in the middle of their own game. Like Kevin Durant, he's with the Phoenix Suns, and so he gets his phone and he sees this tweet or this breaking news, and he's looking at his other teammates like, what, did this really happen? Everybody's tweeting, thinking that this is fake, that this has to be fake news. Why would Dallas trade the face of the NBA,
the guy that's going to be the guy very soon. They were just in the NBA Finals last year. And so it's very confusing to so many people. And then isn't on the Lakers side, isn't AD and LeBron James like best buds? So we're finding now, because Anthony Davis has an injury, and so does Luka. Luka hasn't played since like Christmas. So they're both on the injured list. They're due to come back any moment. But now we're finding out that Dallas is a little concerned about the health of Luka, even into the future. So the dude is like starting to put on some weight as well. And they're worried about his discipline to keep the weight down. I say the Lakers win in this trade because Luka's 25 years old. So I think this guy can go till 35. I mean, LeBron's doing it and he's 40. So I think, can Luka go to 40? I don't think Luka could go to 40 if he's already having some issues with his weight at this young of an age. But I think he can go 10 more years with some competing for championships. LeBron's on his way out. He's 40 years old. I think he can only do this for maybe two more seasons. And if he goes further than 2 more seasons, I just don't see him starting. And we will see now, because he'll get less touches with Luka. Luka on this team, he can definitely stand back. He does not need to take as many shots as he needs. And then he might just get bored. He might be like, well, it's time for me to go because I'm now moved over to a role position. I don't think he wants to go out like that. So it will be interesting. With Dallas, because they're saying, oh, we want to win now. But Anthony Davis, I don't know if he can stay healthy. And you got 2 big guys already. Anthony Davis, I think, likes this trade. I'm sure he's going to miss LeBron. I'm sure he's going to miss the Lakers, but he's got Kyrie now. He's got Klay Thompson, and he's been wanting a big guy to play with him in L.A. He's like, I don't want to play the center no more. Now he doesn't have to play center. So he's got a couple big guys. I think Lively is still injured. He should be coming back. But he doesn't have to play center in Dallas. So I think he'll be fine over in Dallas. But it will be very interesting to see because I think, I still think the Lakers win out this trade. And I think LeBron doesn't have to overexert himself anymore. But there's still a question mark of when Luka is going to come back, right? It could be the next game. Or it could be another 2 weeks. We'll see. So the thing, too, is they have to both be in decent condition. Because in order to make a trade, they have to get like a medical physical. And so there's no way the Lakers are going to take Luka if they know that he's not coming back this year. Or maybe they do. Maybe they're like, this year's a scratch. We got Luka, so we'll build around that guy. But with Dallas, they want to win now. So Anthony Davis's physical must have came back in a positive light. Must have came back to where he's like, okay. Or they're like, okay, that looks good. He'll be back real soon. But there are other trades now that we're seeing. Over in Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox gets traded. So De'Aaron Fox is going to the Spurs. And that's exciting. Because now Wembanyama, who's like over 7 feet tall and will be the face of the NBA,
if not next year, then 2 years from now has more help. Chris Paul, he's old too. He's an old dude. So the help he really needs is going to come from De'Aaron Fox. So Sacramento gets Zach LaVine. And so now Zach LaVine, who was with the Bulls, is now a Sacramento King. And so Zach LaVine is now back with what is his name? I got to look this one up because I forgot his name. DeMar DeRozan. So DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine were teammates just last year in Chicago, and now they're going to be teammates again. So people are still not done talking about the whole trade between Luka and Anthony Davis. People are saying that's one of the most, if not the most historic, mind-blowing trades in NBA history. People are still trying to wrap their heads around that one. But just a day later, we find out now that the San Antonio Spurs are going to be getting De'Aaron Fox. The Spurs are also going to be getting Jordan McLaughlin, who I have no idea who that is. And then the Kings get Zach LaVine, Sidi Kissoko, 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks. And then the Bulls get Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, who's a three-point shooter, and then their own 2025 pick that San Antonio held. So the Spurs definitely win because they're talking about how as good as Wemby is, like what is the point if they don't start getting wins and start contending for a championship? It's a waste of talent. We want to see Wemby at least in the Western Conference Championships, right? Fighting to get into the NBA Finals. They can, with De'Aaron Fox, they can definitely fight to get in there. The Western Conference is stacked now, right? You still have the Denver Nuggets, who is still a threat with Jokic. You got the Minnesota Timberwolves, who, again, with Anthony Edwards, people joke that he's the son of Michael Jordan. Then you've got OKC with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And then the Lakers, Dallas Mavericks, now San Antonio Spurs. They can compete this year. They can make a run into the playoffs, go deep into the playoffs. What team am I missing? The Golden State Warriors. It's over for them. The dynasty of Golden State, it's done. It's done. All of a sudden, I feel like all of those Golden State Warrior fans are going to go right back to being LA Lakers fans. Don't lie. There were no such thing as a Golden State Warrior fan in Guam until Steph Curry started to pull some things together. Y'all were Kobe Bryant fans. So now you can safely migrate back over to the purple and gold. Cheer for Luka and cheer for LeBron. 2:40 in the afternoon. We're going to take the break. Wave 105.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. A small plane crashes in northeast Philadelphia. CBS's Erica Brown.
First responders raced to the fiery scene moments after the Learjet 55 crashed near northeast Philadelphia Airport.
Oh, God.
Federal aviation officials say the small plane was en route to Springfield Branson National Airport in Missouri and went down 30 seconds after takeoff.
I just see the plane is getting lower and lower and lower. It nipped the house. When it nipped the house, it hit a couple cars. Boom!
Several people were on board the aircraft, which hit several buildings and cars before bursting into flames.
No immediate word on injuries or fatalities. The 6 people on the air ambulance included a pediatric patient. Investigators are searching for answers in one of the worst aircraft disasters the U.S. has seen in 16 years. Crews will return to the Potomac River tomorrow in search of remains. 67 people died after an American Airlines flight and an Army Black Hawk helicopter collided Wednesday night. CBS's Charlie D'Agata has more on the helicopter.
They got those black boxes. We'll be able to hear about the communication between the pilots and then also speaking to the control tower itself, because they'll have a better idea of why that helicopter was where it was when this collision happened.
Black boxes from the plane have also been recovered. President Trump says his promised tariffs will go into effect tomorrow no matter what.
The president says the tariffs of 25% against Canada and Mexico and 10% against China are non-negotiable.
No.
Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office, Trump said it's about economics.
We have about a $200 billion deficit with Canada.
And with Mexico, he says, the deficit is about $250 billion, and that doesn't even tackle the border issue. As for China
makes the fentanyl, gives it to Mexico, puts it through Canada.
And then, Trump says, into the United States, costing millions of American lives. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Significant changes are underway at the FBI. Top officials there are being told to retire, resign, or be fired by Monday. CBS's Jake Rosen.
This kind of purge that we've seen this week since Monday into Friday now has really come with these interim department heads, so that Pam Bondi, who is likely to be the next Attorney General, and Kash Patel, who certainly seems headed to be the next FBI director, kind of have cover by the Trump administration to kind of do what Donald Trump has said all along for the last 2+ years. He intends on retributing and going after really a lot of these people who he sees as problems within the government and intelligence agencies.
Over 3 weeks since the flames erupted, causing at least 27 deaths and destruction, the Palisades and Eaton fires are, according to CAL FIRE, 100% contained. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Rats on the rise. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
New York City gets a bad rat rap. But according to a new study, Washington, D.C. actually had 1.5 times greater growth in its rat population over the last 12 years. The American Association for the Advancement of Science also found the critters are on the rise in San Francisco and Toronto. And they say climate change is partly to blame. The warmer average temps, along with denser living conditions, less vegetation, and limited rat control resources, are causing rats to thrive in these cities. Like Charlie Brown always says, rat. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The war satire Atropia about actors in a military role-playing facility wins the Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival's U.S. Dramatic Competition, while the Dylan O'Brien movie Twinless gets the coveted Audience Award. Juries and programmers for the 41st edition of the Independent Film Festival announced the major prize winners today in Park City, Utah. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information information by dialing 800-283-2427. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-283-2427, 800-283-2427, 800-283-2427.
Say goodbye to slow internet and hello to GTA Air Fiber. With cutting-edge technology, Air Fiber delivers ultra-fast, reliable internet at speeds up to 500 megabits per second, and there's no need for underground cables. That means faster download, smoother streaming, and no interruptions for as low as $75 a month. Sign up today and get up to 6 months free on a 2-year commitment. Stop waiting for better internet. Switch to GTA Air Fiber today. Call us or visit gta.net for more information. Terms and conditions apply. GTA, we start with you.
Pat's Tinting and Detailing offers premier services from complete interior cleaning and VIP detailing. And to keep you cool, Pat's also offers factory, ceramic, blacked out, and base-approved auto tinting. For more information, call 647-SLAM.
Now's that time for your real deal traffic report here on the Bright Side. Slow traffic on Route. If you are coming from a Route 16 at the intersection near the Harmon McDonald's, turning in to Route 27 up until you pass Metgood Street. Slow traffic on Route 3 in Dededo if you're passing the GRMC Hospital, heading to the intersection on Route 1. Slow traffic on Route 1 in Dededo, north and southbound at the intersection, and that leads to Route 27A. Slow traffic on Route 4 in Sinahanya if you are coming from Ordot heading to the intersection and near the Central Precinct. Slow traffic on Route 1 into Muning if you are heading southbound to the intersection. That leads to Route 30. Slow traffic on Route 10A into Muning if you are heading to the intersection in front of the Guam Airport. And now for your traffic advisory for the week from today, Monday, February 3rd to Friday, February 7th, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Motorists are advised that the contractor will continue shoulder work along Route 14B and on the sidewalk into Muning. During this time, expect minimal lane shifts and intermittent lane closures. And that is your real deal traffic report here on the Bright Side.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show host, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back. The Bright Side right here on Wave 105. I'm looking at this release that was sent to us from the office of Congressman Jim Moylan, introducing legislation to ensure qualified Guam residents can secure SSI benefits. And when we were talking to Congressman Jim Moylan last week, Thursday, he had mentioned that that's something that he is going to be introducing or would like to work on during this term, right? And so here it is. He has introduced it, H.R. 878, extending SSI benefits to qualified residents in Guam. It's titled the Katrina and Leslie Shaler Act. The measure would fix a longstanding injustice for American citizens residing in Guam by providing SSI benefits for those with disabilities and our Manumku with little to no income. According to this release, SSI is supplemental security income. The measure is named after two sisters who were born and raised in Pennsylvania and suffered from a debilitating degenerative disorder that affected their muscle function and mental processing. After their mother died in 2007, Katrina moved to Guam to live with a relative, while her sister moved to Ohio to live with another family member. While Leslie's SSI benefits continued, Katrina lost hers due to a federal law that omitted citizens residing in Guam from receiving such benefits. This led to a landmark ruling by District Court Judge Frances Tidinko Gatewood in 2020, in which she ruled that the federal SSI policy is discriminatory and violates Katrina Shaler's constitutional right to equal protection under the law. In 2022, the Supreme Court ruled that Congress can decide which jurisdictions, including territories, can receive SSI. It should be noted that citizens in the Northern Mariana Islands qualify for SSI benefits. The release further states that sadly in 2021, both Katrina and Leslie passed away. And so here's a quote from Delegate Moylan in this release. This will be a monumental effort which has undoubtedly started in previous Congresses by some of my predecessors. The issue at this point is more than about educating members of Congress on this injustice. It is also about identifying permanent funding to ensure this program can be enacted. My team and I have prioritized this endeavor and are actively engaged with various committee staff to determine which options we have as potential offsets. Likewise, we are discussing the identification of estimated costs with CRS. We recognize that this entire process will take some time, but it needs to be done. He said, Moylan said, the one argument against us is that Guam residents don't pay federal taxes. However, our position is that in lieu of that, our community has answered the call to many other federal policies that have directly impacted our island without our community's input. This is one of those opportunities to change the narrative, and we will continue to fight to address this inequity regardless of how long it takes. Again, this is a statement from Congressman Jim Moylan in a release that came out today introducing legislation to ensure qualified Guam residents can secure SSI benefits. The legislation was referred to the House Ways and Means Committee, where Delegate Moylan will begin extensive conversations with the committee members. Again, so while residents of Guam are U.S. citizens, they do not have the same access to federal programs as citizens living in the 50 states. And so the exclusion from SSI is part of a larger pattern of unequal treatment of U.S. territories and federal programs. For example, Medicaid funding for territories is capped, unlike in states, which creates additional challenges for healthcare access. I'm trying to find the agreement between the CNMI and the U.S. because, again, it said, here it goes. When SSI was established in 1972, Congress excluded U.S. territories, including Guam, Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and American Samoa from the program. Only the 50 states, D.C., and CNMI, which did join the program later, are eligible for SSI. My understanding, and so I just want to double check and see, my understanding it was the negotiations that were made between the CNMI government and Congress for the CNMI to qualify for these SSI benefits. It comes up every now and then too. It definitely came up when Congressman Mike Sinicolas was advocating for this when he was our delegate. And then again, Congressman Jim Moylan was saying just recently, just last week, that that's something that he's going to be wanting to advocate for, to get SSI benefits for qualified residents of Guam. So that's the latest on that one. There's a couple other things that we're going to be talking about as well. So Senator Will Parkinson, who we're going to be talking to on the other side of the CBS News, we're going to be talking to him on two bills that he has basically reintroduced. He introduced these bills in the 37th Guam legislature. Bentley's Law, which is a bill to hold impaired drivers financially accountable for victims'
children, and then the other one is to expand assisted living facilities and ensure access for medically indigent residents. So we're going to be talking to Senator Will Parkinson about these two bills, the reasons why he has reintroduced them, what happened in 37th, why didn't it get to move forward, why are we having to reintroduce them in the 38th is basically what I'm going to be asking him about. And then, of course, the FOIAs that are going back and forth between the governor's office and Attorney General Doug Moylan, and then Speaker Therese Terlahi and the office of the governor as well. Those are things that we aim to tackle or have a conversation about here in the next 3 hours. So Junior wants to talk. Hafa Adai, Junior. Junior, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
How's it going, sir?
Going good. How are you?
I'm well.
Hey, I enjoy your show, and I've been trying to call in every now and again, but you get a lot of callers, too.
Every now and then.
Yeah, and then sometimes I don't want to bother because I'm like, man, I don't want to ruin that train of thought. Let him finish.
What can we do today?
Well, in regards to the SSI, right, I know that's, and you may have mentioned it because I just tuned in. I was out working.
Yeah.
But each state actually pays into that.
Yes.
And you're right. The CNMI, I think, had an agreement at one point back in the past. But I know when Biden took over, or when he was getting into office, in the Build Back Better plan, it had SSI in there, and it included all the territories. So I remember that, they were even talking about rolling it out, but, it just never came into fruition. And now that we got new administration in there, I'm sure that's going to change again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I did, I did see that when it came out, and I called it in once. It specifically had Guam in there to be included in SSI, and it was going to get I think it was just waiting on legislation approval.
Yeah.
But,
I'm looking at it now. Included in the proposed budget reconciliation bill. If Congress acts based on this draft language, it could mean monthly SSI checks of up to $794 directly to more than 300,000 of the most vulnerable residents of U.S. territories. This is something that I remember Neil Weir has been advocating for, but I don't think that this ever passed.
No, I don't think it passed. But I know when Biden was president, it was on the agenda. And, of course, we had a different congressman that time too, and everybody was pushing for it. But budget constraints, I guess.
Yeah, and then always the conversation is always, are you going to pay for this? Are you going to pay into this? Are we going to set up another system? How are we going to provide these benefits to these individuals? And who's paying for it?
Right. And what really sucks is if you've been paying into it, or if you're part of a state that was part of it, and then you decide, hey, I'm gonna move to Guam in my retirement years, and guess what? Guam doesn't have SSI.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to chime in on that.
Thanks, Junior. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to your show all the time. Thank you, Pauly.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Yeah, and so hearing or reading the release of Congressman Jim Moylan saying that he's going to be advocating, and then obviously saying that this is going to be this is going to take some time, but it's worth fighting for. We'll continue to track it, right, and continue to. I'm really curious of the other people in our community too that would be advocating for something like this, or also just trying to better understand how we can, if what we can do with like what the CNMI has done, then that makes sense, right? But the problem is CNMI has already made some progress within their own political realm. I don't want to say political status because there's still questions there for them too. But when you look at the way the United Nations looks at the CNMI, the United Nations already has stated officially that they have decided for themselves their political status, that they are going to be aligned with the United States as a Commonwealth. And those negotiations have already happened. And because those negotiations had already happened, what was put out there, SSI for their residents, was part of all of that. So we can get there into those negotiations. But does that become part of the conversation of political status and self-determination? Because right now we haven't, we're really in limbo as an unincorporated territory, not yet deciding if we're going to be independent, be a free association, or be a state or integrated into a state. If that's the case, we will get SSI. 3:02 in the afternoon. We got to take the break because, like I promised, we're going to be calling Senator Will Parkinson on a couple bills that he has reintroduced from the 37th. The bills make sense. I'm just curious as to, I forget what happened. I forgot why is it not law now? And so rather than just assume, might as well get the senator on and he can clarify that all for us. KGUM FM in Hagåtña, Guam.
KGUM FM, Hagåtña, Guam. The sound of Guam is Wave 105 FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. A small plane crashes in northeast Philadelphia. CBS's Erica Brown.
First responders raced to the fiery scene moments after the Learjet 55 crashed near northeast Philadelphia Airport.
Oh, my God.
Federal aviation officials say the small plane was en route to Springfield-Branson National Airport in Missouri and went down 30 seconds after takeoff.
I just see the plane is getting lower and lower and lower. It nipped the house. When it nipped the house, it hit a couple cars. Boom!
Several people were on board the aircraft, which hit several buildings and cars before bursting into flames.
No immediate word on injuries or fatalities. The 6 people on the air ambulance included a pediatric patient. Investigators are searching for answers in one of the worst aircraft disasters the U.S. has seen in 16 years. Crews will return to the Potomac River tomorrow in search of remains. 67 people died after an American Airlines flight and an Army Black Hawk helicopter collided Wednesday night. CBS's Charlie D'Agata has more on the helicopter.
They got those black boxes. We'll be able to hear about the communication between the pilots and then also speaking to the control tower itself, because they'll have a better idea of why that helicopter was where it was when this collision happened.
Black boxes from the plane have also been recovered. President Trump says his promised tariffs will go into effect tomorrow, no matter what.
The president says the tariffs of 25% against Canada and Mexico and 10% against China are non-negotiable.
No.
Speaking to reporters in the Oval Office, Trump said it's about economics.
We have about a $200 billion deficit with Canada.
And with Mexico, he says, the deficit is about $250 billion, and that doesn't even tackle the border issue. As for China
makes the fentanyl, gives it to Mexico, puts it through Canada.
And then, Trump says, into the United States, costing millions of American lives. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Significant changes are underway at the FBI. Top officials there are being told to retire, resign, or be fired by Monday. CBS's Jake Rosen.
This kind of purge that we've seen this week since Monday into Friday now has really come with these interim department heads, so that Pam Bondi, who is likely to be the next Attorney General, and Kash Patel, who certainly seems headed to be the next FBI director, kind of have cover by the Trump administration to kind of do what Donald Trump has said all along for the last 2+ years. He intends on retributing and going after really a lot of these people who he sees as problems within the government and intelligence agencies.
Over 3 weeks since the flames erupted, causing at least 27 deaths and destruction, the Palisades and Eaton fires are, according to CAL FIRE, 100% contained. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Rats on the rise. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
New York City gets a bad rat rap. But according to a new study, Washington, D.C. actually had 1.5 times greater growth in its rat population over the last 12 years. The American Association for the Advancement of Science also found the critters are on the rise in San Francisco and Toronto. And they say climate change is partly to blame. The warmer average temps, along with denser living conditions, less vegetation, and limited rat control resources, are causing rats to thrive in these cities. Like Charlie Brown always says, rat. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The war satire Atropia about actors in a military role-playing facility wins the Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival's U.S. Dramatic Competition, while the Dylan O'Brien movie Twinless gets the coveted Audience Award. Juries and programmers for the 41st edition of the Independent Film Festival announced the major prize winners today in Park City, Utah. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-283-2427. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-283-2427. 800-283-2427. 800-283-2427.
Nothing but the best. Wave 105 FM.
Hafa Adai, Guam, Johnny Atulai here, inviting you to tune in to Vet Talk Show every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Join the wave of conversation where Miss Bobby and I address veterans' concerns and benefits for you, only on Wave 105.1 FM.
Now's that time for your Real Deal traffic report here on the Bright Side. Slow traffic on Route 4 in Hagåtña at the intersection and near the Agana Library. Slow traffic on Route 16 if you're coming from the overpass heading to the intersection near the Harmon McDonald's restaurant. Slow traffic on Route 10A into Munning if you are heading to the intersection in front of the Guam airport. Slow traffic on Route 1 to Munning north and southbound at the intersection that leads to Route 14 or near the ITC building. And now for your traffic advisory for the week from today, Monday, February 3rd to Friday, February 7th between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Motorists are advised that the contractor will continue shoulder work along Route 14B and on the sidewalk into Munning. During this time, expect minimal lane shifts and intermittent lane closures. And that is your Real Deal traffic report here on the Bright Side.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show host, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
ISLA, Guam is where I'm from. Tatotanu Itamoru, kingdom of our people. GUAM, island in the sun. From Jigo to
Welcome back to Brightside right here on Wave 105, 312 in the afternoon. To the phone lines we go. We've got Senator Will Parkinson on the line. Hafa Adai, Senator. Hafa Adai, Senator. Senator, are you there? I don't hear him.
Hello,
there.
Hello. Can you hear me
yeah, now I
you
can.
Yeah. Hi there, Pauly.
Hafa Adai, Senator. So there's two bills
how are you
that
doing today, Pauly?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Happy February, right? Time's flying by.
Not right now, baby. Sorry about that. My niece just walked in.
Oh, no worries. No worries. So happy February. It's a new month.
Happy February.
You've got two new bills. Well, they're not technically they're not new because you basically are reintroducing these bills, yeah? We'll start with Bentley's law bill. They're so new they don't have a number yet to it. I went and watched the last public hearing on this bill, and you had the grandmother of the girl that is named after this bill, right? Bentley,
Bentley, grandchild of
yes.
the mother of the person that spoke out.
Yes, Miss Williams, right? And so I wanted to give you the opportunity first to share the details why it's important that you get this bill going, and then I'm just curious on how it didn't even move on. Did it ever get taken out of committee? Did we ever see it on the session floor, debated on the session floor?
No, and that was one of my criticisms was these were the kind of bills that were stuck in the health chair's committee that would never saw the light of day. And so I'm hoping that I could reintroduce it with fresh eyes and maybe we get a fair debate on the session floor.
Okay. And so if you can share with our audience the details of Bentley's law bill. It doesn't have a number just yet, but I'll give you the opportunity to share.
Okay, so the gist of Bentley's law, it's to hold impaired drivers financially accountable for victims' children. So if a drunk driver goes out there and kills and orphans some children, that drunk driver will be responsible for child support for that child. They will be financially liable until that child comes of their majority as a way to help support the child. You know, this doesn't bring that kid's parents back, but at least this makes sure that somebody is paying to make sure that these kids don't fall through the cracks. And, you know, this is a burden that somebody has a moral duty to pick up. And it's either we as society pick it up or we put it on the person that should be put it on, the person who's responsible for the loss of those people. And I find this as a way to have justice as well as restitution in some small measure towards the victims of drunk driving. Because drunk driving is, we all have the choice to not get in the car when we're drunk. And if we orphan somebody, it's important that society recognizes where that responsibility ultimately lies, and we do not forget about these children, and we hold these people accountable. So in the situations where somebody has to serve out a prison term, upon them being released from prison, they are still obligated to retroactively pay back that child support and make restitution. So, we're not doing, this is not to be confused as some circumvention where you pay instead of you do prison. No, you'll do your time, but you're still obligated to support that child. And if you can't do it while you're in prison, well, then you are obligated to do it when you get out. So we just want to make sure that these kids are taken care of and accountability is put on these people who would be so cavalier with the safety of their community.
And then I noticed in the bill it does mention that the court has already determined how it will work just by using child support, the child support formula, right? On how the payments will be made based on who the person is that is going to be held liable. But does the bill mention, what if the child has another living parent? Does that go into, is that considered too? Does the child have to lose both parents, or maybe a single mother dies?
Well, the way I would look at it is it would be just like if one parent was paying child support to another parent. Just because there's a surviving parent doesn't mean that child isn't owed some sort of recompense for losing what could be the primary or secondary breadwinner of their family. That's a loss we take into account. And so if you take out the breadwinner of the family, my full intent is the law should apply just as well to the survivors. Doesn't have to take out all your parents. Just one is enough for me. One is too many.
Understood. I was just trying to figure out if it's because, like how you were mentioning how you're saying the state might have to care for the child. I was just wondering if it now becomes a ward of the state, and then that's why we're doing this. But thanks for clarifying that.
It would just basically follow the models of already established practices we have with current child support cases. So we're not creating a whole new classification. We're just expanding it so that perpetrators of drunken driving homicides can be liable for child support.
Yeah, and then Mothers Against Drunk Driving advocated. You actually had people on Zoom that were testifying live during this public hearing, right? And forget me if I'm wrong, there are already other jurisdictions in the continental U.S. that have implemented this.
Yes, and so I want to be very clear to people. This is not some idea that I cooked up behind the napkin. This is tried and true legislation that I believe has been implemented in over 20 states, and it's passionately advocated for by the anti-drunk driving community, and notably the Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And so, I feel very honored to introduce this legislation and push the movement of this accountability and restitution and justice, bring it here to Guam, because I believe this is something that and it's something that's right, and it's something that I believe the community can get behind, because ultimately these are all our children, and we got to make sure that the accountability is in the right places, and that we don't leave them behind, and that we hold these people accountable.
Understood. And then the next one has a bill number, right? Bill 31-38. This is legislation to expand assisted living facilities and ensure access for medically indigent residents, right?
Yes. And actually, this was actually introduced a couple weeks ago. That's why it has the bill number right now.
Okay.
We had just failed to release a press release telling people about it. That's why we're hearing about it today and not a couple weeks ago.
Sure.
But no, this has been something that is truly close to my heart, because, I was a caretaker for my late father in his later years, and I saw how difficult it was firsthand for caretakers out there. And, I know there's a lot of caretakers out there listening right now who, are going through a struggle that they can't even express because in a lot of time they have to be the strongest people in their family and can't express it. And so I want to be able to help relieve that burden by giving our community assisted living facilities the ability to develop our own assisted living facilities, because we're coming up into a really hard time, where people, the baby boomer generation is going to be retiring en masse. It's going to be one of the biggest retirements in the history that we've ever seen. So elder care is going to be so important. And in these advanced days, we're way past the industrial age. The family unit is getting significantly smaller. The ability for extended family to care for the people is not there anymore. Someday when I get old, I do not want the burden of my care to be saddled on my daughter. I want to make sure that she could put me in a good place, that I'll be well taken care of, that I'll be able to socialize and have a decent end of life without being a burden to my children and loved ones. Because, very hard to be a caretaker, and very hard to put that care and passion and love. And, while I know any child would do it, as a parent, I would never want to burden them with that if I could. And so, this provides a framework to get assisted living centers built here on the island, because this is going to be a problem that comes up to us in the coming decades, and it's one that we need to be prepared to be looking forward and forward-thinking about. And so this is my way of trying to address that problem before it actually becomes a problem.
Right. We're talking to Senator Will Parkinson now on the latest bill that he has introduced. If you're trying to get in, it's 671-922-1052, 1052. He's on the 1051 number. And so, I know of some people that have had to leave off island and sometimes even set up their father or their mother at assisted living center off island, and then have to come back home, and then that distance alone is, not ideal. And so
it's isolating, it's challenging, it's financially difficult, it's emotionally difficult.
Yeah.
The logistics of it are always a constant worry in your mind. I understand that struggle. And so I want people to be able to take care of their loved ones here on Guam without having to mortgage their future, having to maintain 2 domiciles and travel back and forth. Let's have facilities here on the island so that we can really spend our days with people, because ultimately that's what it's about. Is, once we made that, us human beings, once we made our material needs met, life is about people. Life is about having meaningful connections and being there every day and being able to experience one another's company as we go through this journey called life. And so, having to break up families because we don't have the infrastructure to care for them here, for me, that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy, and that's one I aim to fix.
There's a caller. Does the person want to get on, or do you want me to ask this question? They just want me to ask, right?
Yeah, he just wanted to know.
The caller wants to clarify if you, Senator Parkinson, means caretaker or caregiver. If he's not mistaken, he thinks caretaker means for a funeral. I believe it's...
Oh, I apologize if I was imprecise with my words. I
caregiver.
do mean to say caregiver.
Yeah.
I was a caregiver for a very long time. Actually, I was for members of your audience that don't. My dream when I graduated from high school was to be a firefighter.
Right.
And so I moved out to the States and I made my dream happen.
Yeah.
But when my father got sick with a Parkinson's disease, I did what any good son would do, and I came home and I came here to take care of him. And it was very difficult. I was a caregiver for over 10 years, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. But I recognize the challenges, and if I'm going through these challenges, I know other caregivers are going through these challenges as well. So this legislation goes out with a lot of empathy towards my fellow caregivers out there who are carrying this silent load and have no one to share it with. My heart goes out to you, and I'm trying to get you the help you need.
And so I see in the bill, it's really striking out nursing homes and leaving assisted living facilities in the bill, right? And then there's definitions of what a assisted living facility is. It's a residence for the elderly or infirm who require assistance with some of the routine activities of daily living, as well as ready access to medical care as needed and shall include but not limited to. And then it gives you which also would be a nursing home, a residential care facility for the elderly, and then also striking out nursing home on B, where it says administrator means the individual in general administrative charge of assisted living facility. Why are we striking out nursing home? Is that just to clarify, that we're focused on assisted living facilities?
Yes,
okay.
It's just cleaning up the language a bit and just codifying it that we're talking about assisted living.
Understood. And then again, the other focus is on operated by the territory, and you're doing that through public health.
Yeah, and really the big question when people are trying to figure out how we're going to do assisted living, it really comes down to how we're going to pay for it. And so the way we pay for it is we got to leverage a bunch of the existing government programs that are there, like the MIP coverage, the medically indigent program, Medicare and Medicaid reimbursement, and public-private partnerships through grants. So if, just from that pool right there, we can have a good, solid framework to how to pay for this in a meaningful, sustainable way. Like we don't look at this just from the perspective of assisted living. We look at this from the perspective of healthcare. And then once you start to get healthcare dollars into the mix, that opens up all sorts of avenues for funding this in different ways and creative ways with the federal government and grants and like other sources of funding that way. And then another one is, and I got to give lots of credit to my colleague, Senator Tello Taitigui, for Public Law 36-1-11. This is already on the books, and this law provides tax breaks for developers who build elder care facilities. So this bill complements that law by ensuring these facilities have clear regulations for how to actually do it and a sustainable funding source.
Understood. And so I apologize. I wasn't able to I didn't have enough time to watch the public hearing on this one previously. So how did that one go, and why are we reintroducing it? Like where were the barriers in getting this at least to be debated on the floor?
And you know what? That's my question as well. I had at least a dozen bills that were stuck in the health care committee's committee, and I really didn't have a satisfactory answer for why. And so, I mean, it's with that caveat that I, express my desire for changes in leadership.
So, what was the bill number for this one in the 37th Guam legislature? Was it early on as well as the last bill? It was early on, right?
So my apologies.
No worries.
I don't remember the exact bill number. I believe I introduced about 59 bills in the last term, and so it's hard for me to keep them all straight sometimes. My apologies if I don't have it off my head.
No worries.
I will look it up and make sure to get it to you.
No worries. It shouldn't take too long for me to find it. Really, because based on if like this one, it's bill number 31. So when we reflect back on the 38th Guam legislature, when we see that it's bill 31, it was definitely early on in the 38th Guam legislature, right? And so it's just one of those things too. When you watch the testimony, when you watch the public hearings, and you don't see that it's that controversial, it's almost expected that we're going to see this come out of the committee and then see it on the floor, and so those are my questions
and that's really
too.
My hope is I hope that ultimately, whether we agree with this idea or not, we honestly and fairly debate it on the floor, because I've always been a big believer that ideas that don't get tested grow weak and frail. And so even myself, when I introduce something, I want it to be, nitpicked and torn apart and debated with as much vigorousness as possible. So I know that whatever comes out is the best possible product we could have come out. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten the votes for it.
Right.
And so, I am policy neutral in terms of this assisted living and Bentley's law. As long as we agree with the core idea with it, I'm willing to meet any senator halfway, 75% of the way, 25% of the way, whatever what part of the way you want me to meet you. I'm willing to work with you to amend these bills, any bills I have, so that they're the best possible version of what we can have. Because, I mean, really, when we think about what we're trying to do here, we're not just spending money, we're spending money smarter. By making assisted living facilities part of our healthcare plan, we save money, we improve care, and give our Manamku the dignity that they deserve. We really deserve it. They deserve to have it here on Guam, and they deserve to have our family not be beggared by having to travel back and forth, maintaining 2 domiciles. Like, cost of living is already tough enough as it is, and we're having to maintain 2 domiciles just to care for our loved ones?
Yeah.
No, let's be able to care for our loved ones here. Let's be able to care for them here.
Understood. Somebody on our YouTube wants to pivot, if that's okay. And so, Christina B.
Hey, you got it. Sure. I'm
Nice.
just here to participate.
Thank you. Christina B. is asking, does Parkinson agree with the tactics the governor has been doing in getting her way to build a hospital? If he does agree with the governor, why would Mangilaw be faster than Tamuning? And then she also, in her next comment, says, Ken LG got kicked out of a meeting regarding the hospital. I think that's just it's not a question, but I guess a statement. And so I guess the question is pretty loaded, so I'll just ask it again. Do you agree with the governor on whether or not to build the hospital in Mangilaw? And if so, why would Mangilaw be faster than Tamuning?
Why would Mangilaw be faster than Tamuning? Well, the things that would make Mangilaw faster, but I mean, you know what? We really need to.
You can respond however you want, because it is a loaded question.
Where I support the governor is that I believe that we need to have a hospital, and I do not care where the location is. Anybody that says that they are in a position to build a hospital now, I am supporting that idea. And the governor is telling me she has the ability to build a hospital now in Mangilaw and start doing that. And I am willing to cooperate. Regardless, let's take this away from the current players in the game. You know, let's take it away from Governor Liu and Senator Terlahi and Speaker Bloss and all these people there. If you just take a generic governor and a generic senator, can that senator do more by obstructing the governor or by cooperating with them? And you could always do more with cooperation. We need to cooperate with the governor. We may have differences of opinion on where to put the hospitals, but by statute, the governor gets to pick. And so we have a choice. We, as a society, have a choice. We either cooperate with the governor and we build a hospital now, or we make the active choice to say, no, we are not going to build a hospital for 2 years. We're going to elect a new governor, and then after that governor has been in office for a year, we are going to start the entire process again. And so if that's what the people of Guam want to do, that is a choice the people of Guam can make. We can make that choice as a society. But as an elected representative, I will always make the choice that builds us a hospital now, whatever that is. If we had a different governor and they said they wanted to build it at Ipao Point and no ground's been broken, I would support that too. But we really need to be honest with ourselves. Do we really want to build a hospital now, or are we really willing to wait till 2027, 2030 to even begin starting the process? 3 years from now, if we do not start here, if we do not start building a hospital, we are starting not where we left off. We are starting at square one. And this has been a 6-year debate with this current governor. If we have another governor, are we ready to have another 6-year debate? And round we go, and maybe that money for a hospital won't exist anymore. I don't know. But right now, my priority is to build a hospital as fast as humanly possible, and supporting Lulian Guerrero is how we do that.
Understood. Christina B. says the legal battle with Joseph, I think Dr. Joseph, is going to cost taxpayers money. This is her opinion. My opinion, Christina B. said, Tumuning is faster. Senator Parkinson, is there anything else that you'd like to share? Thanks so much for the opportunity to speak with you.
Oh, you're very welcome, Pauly. I've got a lot of legislative work that's going to be coming out in the coming weeks and coming days.
Yeah.
And so if you ever have any questions about them, I am always willing to answer the call and be accountable to the people of Guam. I never turn down an interview, so call me whenever you got any questions.
Thanks, Senator. I appreciate that. You take care.
You have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. So did Ken LG get kicked out of another meeting? Or if Christina B is still watching, did he get kicked out of another meeting, or are we talking about the meeting years ago? The legal battle with Joseph is going to cost taxpayers money. My opinion, Tumuning is faster. There's still so many questions, right? But I respect your opinion. We'll take the break. Dave now. Now. All caps, now, more like 7 to 10 years. EPOW is more cost effective with minimal infrastructure upgrades needed. What do you mean minimal infrastructure? Okay, you're talking about power and water. Okay, get it. Because I was like, there's no building. There's plenty of upgrades. The building don't even exist. But okay, I get it. Infrastructure, water. Yeah, it's it's plug and play, right? Because the power and the waters, I don't know about power. Power lines are close by. More importantly is no need for eminent domain. Understood. 3:38 in the afternoon, Wave 105. We'll take the break.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Matt Piper. It's been a big night for Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar at the Grammys on CBS. She won her first Album of the Year ever. She's the most awarded and nominated artist in Grammys history. He won for Song of the Year and Record of the Year for the Drake diss track, Not Like Us.
We're going to dedicate this one to the city. Compton, Watts. Yeah. Long Beach, Inglewood, Hollywood, out to the Valley, Pacoima, IE.
Rapper Doechii won Rap Album of the Year, making her just the third woman to win that award.
I put my heart and my soul into this mixtape. I bared my life. I went through so much. I dedicated myself to sobriety, and God told me that I would be rewarded.
President Trump is planning to impose 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada and other tariffs on China. This could mean higher prices in the U.S., and Trump says Americans may feel some pain in a potential trade war. Car companies are already taking action.
Car makers are already moving vehicles and parts across the border early to get out in front of tariffs. GM Chief Financial Officer Paul Jacobson wants to mitigate the damage.
We have a playbook. We've been preparing that for a while. There are some things that we can do easily, some things that we've already done.
Tariffs will cut into car makers' profits, but it's too early to tell how they might impact vehicle prices. Jeff Gilbert, CBS News, Detroit.
CBS News has obtained a government notice that says the Trump administration will terminate one of the temporary protected status programs for Venezuelans. That means hundreds of thousands of them could lose their deportation protections and work permits this spring. Crews have recovered 55 of the 67 victims of the midair collision between an Army helicopter and a passenger plane near Washington. D.C. Fire and EMS Chief John Donnelly says they're committed to the dignified recovery of remains for the remaining 12 victims while they begin salvage operations.
Salvage equipment will be moved into place, and there'll be some lifting operations on what's the wreckage that's in the water. While that's going on, the local teams will continue to search down the shorelines and around the river to make sure that we're getting all the debris that's out there.
The Los Angeles Lakers, Dallas Mavericks, and Utah Jazz made a blockbuster trade late Saturday. Mavericks fans are reacting.
I would have rather had 10 years of never winning a championship with Luka rather than trading Luka away in the prime of his career. That's wild.
Luka Doncic being shipped to the Lakers. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Some are turning to artificial intelligence for therapy.
With the popularity for artificial intelligence growing, some people are even using AI for their mental health. Psychologist with the Cleveland Clinic, Dr. Susan Albers, says AI's use for therapy does have its positives.
It is non-judgmental. It is affordable. It may be attractive to people who are reluctant to speak with humans or don't know where to find resources.
Albers says a negative aspect is the need to upload private information, and there's no telling how that information is stored or shared. Stephen Kaufman, CBS News.
Thousands gather every February 2nd to watch Punxsutawney Phil make his big prediction at Gobbler's Knob, about an hour-and-a-half drive from Pittsburgh to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. And the little guy's predicting 6 more weeks of winter after seeing his shadow there today. Phil's been predicting the weather for nearly 140 years, but between 2014 and 2023, he was only right 30% of the time. Matt Piper, CBS News.
The Bright Side is brought to you by Chili's Grill and Bar. At Chili's, more life, great food, and memories happen here. GTA, we start with you. Local Jerk, spice up your life with the hottest jerk to hit your mouth. Follow Local Jerk 671 on Instagram and Facebook, or visit localjerkguam.com. Micropack, find your perfect match at the Made for Each Other sale. Follow Micropack 671 on Instagram and Facebook for more info and updates. Sherwin-Williams is hiring inside and outside sales. Apply in person Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 671-646-8050 or email your resume to sw@pri-guam.com. Subway, eat fresh in just a few clicks. Order online at subwaypacific.com for pickup at your convenience or for delivery right at your doorstep. Online ordering at subwaypacific.com is powered by Good to Go, we deliver. At Subway, you gotta refresh to be fresh. Now's the time for your real deal traffic report here on the Bright Side. Slow traffic on Route 16 in Barragata, and this is in front of the Wendy's restaurant and the Ontelawn Middle School. Slow traffic on Route 8 in Barragata if you are passing the Subway restaurant heading to the intersection and near the fire station. Heavy traffic on Route 16 in Barragata Heights if you are passing the South Sabana Barragata Drive heading to the intersection in front of the Guam Rev Tax. Slow traffic on Route 3 in Dededo if you're passing the GRMC Hospital heading to the intersection on Route 1. Slow traffic on Route 4 in Sinahanya if you are coming from Hagania or Ordot heading to the intersection and near the Central Precinct. Slow traffic on Route 10A into Muning if you are heading to the intersection in front of the Guam Airport. And now for your traffic advisory for the week from today, Monday, February 3rd to Friday, February 7th between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Motorists are advised that the contractor will continue shoulder work along Route 14B and on the sidewalk into Muning. During this time, expect minimal lane shifts and intermittent lane closures. And that is your real deal traffic report here on the Bright Side.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show host, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back. The Brightside right here on Wave 105. 3:46 in the afternoon. 671-922-1051 or 1052. We're online, thewave105.com, as well as our YouTube channel, Wave 105.1 FM Guam. Sorry, Isa, can you put that back up? Christina B. mentioned something about, yes, Ken LG. Yes, Ken said he got kicked out of a meeting over the hospital and his pants fell down in the process. So I remember he was arrested back in 2022. Sorry, I missed the interview. I was it on Patty's show? I heard Dr. Akimoto on with Patty. But so the one that happened with Ken LG was back in 2022. This was when he was, and this is, I pulled this article from Joe Titano of the PDN. And so he was a senatorial candidate and was arrested at the Hyatt Regency Guam after refusing to leave a training workshop held by Guam Memorial Hospital. I guess it's not part of the story that he lost his pants, but I don't think that's the big part of the story. The part is that he was not allowed to stay, right? And so it said here, through the course of the meeting, GMH staff had requested if Leon Guerrero could leave the meeting due to the meeting being closed to GMH staff. After unsuccessful attempts, Hyatt security were requested to have Mr. Leon Guerrero escorted off the property. Hotel security contacted police after Leon Guerrero refused to leave. The candidate didn't comply with officers and was subsequently booked and released. His case has been forwarded to the AG, again, back in 2022. The statement from the hospital is that GMH staff were meeting at the Hyatt to discuss plans for the construction of a new hospital. He said he had obtained a copy of the agenda for the day and was present for over an hour as the meeting was being set up. However, the public information officer, Cindy Hansen, said the event at the Hyatt was a training workshop with a firm called HDR Incorporated for assisting in creating a strategic plan for GMH. The workshop included discussion between staff on how to improve day-to-day operations and was about the island's public hospital as a whole, not specifically a new hospital, Hansen said. And so that's what I got. Unless he did it again, I don't know. Let's go speak to a police officer right now. Let's go speak to my dad. Hey, Dad.
Pauly.
Hey, anybody get arrested and their pants fall down today?
There's going to be some. I'm following up on some burglaries. We're going to get you.
Yeah, day. Yeah?
It's sad because a lot of it is connected to the drug problem, and the problem is these guys got to stop. If they don't want to get arrested and shorten their time of freedom, they need to rethink because, honestly, I've seen it over the almost half century.
Yeah?
These folks, they do this, they think they're going to make money or get away with it, and it all ends up the same, and it's very sad. These are our family, friends, people we know. Some we don't. But anyway, that's not why I called.
Okay.
I really appreciated the call from the senator.
Yeah.
And what you folks are talking about, because there's many good people. We're getting to that stage in life where we're going to need care, and I don't want you to have to take care of your old dad.
I'll change your Pampers.
Yeah, well, I'm already wearing some. I mean, it's too much info. No, but I just got off the phone long distance with your grandpa, And you remember, of course, your Auntie Bonnie, Sergeant Suba.
Yeah.
She was retired now also from Portland PD.
Yes.
And she's up there in Oregon taking care of him because he still lives there.
Yes.
And she's doing a great job. Right now it's freezing cold. They got heavy snow. But I wanted to just also mention that your grandpa, Pauly Suba Sr., he, along with a lot of folks from Hawaiian Rock Products, Empire Gas, Hawaiian Dredging, Black Construction, and now Smith Bridge, and a few others, they built everything that we get to enjoy on this island, from the airport, the ports, the highways, the hotels, homes, and it's because of hard work. And I wish some of these folks that have been, connected, hooked up, that they get help, they get off the drug problem, so they can live out the rest of their lives healthy and happy and free.
Right.
But I wanted to say thank you to the Senator and to you, Pauly, your program, because it's very important that we think about that. And a lot of times we don't think about it until we're already at that stage, or we have family members that are having a challenge due to age and age-related illnesses.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to call in to say thank you, and thank you to a lot of people.
Thank you for continuing to do the good work out there, right?
Yeah. And I just want to thank the clumsy criminals for leaving a trail for us to follow if they don't want to listen to the advice.
Yeah.
I guess they'll have to get it somehow through the court, but que sera, sera, right?
Well, can you even talk about it? Are you on the clock? Are you off the clock? I wanted to ask you about, the whole system, about alleged criminals that kind of already know the system and are taking advantage of it, from getting arrested to understanding how long they're going to be detained for. If they're doing the math in their head already because they've been through this, all the way to the part where, okay, I guess I'll do this. I'll be over at DOC, but in 30 days I'll be out.
Sometimes less.
Sometimes less, right? And so, I don't know. Can you talk about this right now or no?
Yeah, well, I'm in between the clocks.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I can talk.
Okay, and so give us the...
Sure.
Well, just give us the reality of the experience that you're facing even today, more importantly today, of some of the people that are breaking the laws, that have already kind of figured out this system, and why it's important to continue, to be vigilant in, understanding that this is what police officers are supposed to do. We're supposed to catch the criminals. And so what about the rest of the system? Is the system hurting what you are doing?
Yeah, there are challenges, some that we didn't experience during the early days of our career. We had less criminal activity, even though it was the heroin era. Many of them were violent and even, murder cases. But a lot of those folks were incarcerated or have died. And sadly, of course, the victims, the victims could never really recover if their loved one was killed in those kinds of cases. But today, it seems like there's just a lot more opportunity to break into homes or break into cars and take what they want. And what I'm hoping our focus would start being is back to crime prevention. I was just talking to James McDonald regarding Crime Stoppers.
Oh, yeah.
And what we're hoping to do, what GPD would like us to do, bringing back some of the retirees like myself and some others, is get out there, work with the mayors, get to these businesses and homeowners, and help them remember or educate on how to prevent themselves from being a victim. I mean, we got people that park their vehicle not even for a few minutes, but they left their big toolboxes in the back of the vehicle, and somebody just passes right up there, grabs the toolboxes. A lot of it's called grab and go. They smash a window, they get into the vehicle, take valuables, which people should not be carrying a lot of some of these things, but they feel like they'll be okay. They're just going to go here, make a stop, and then go in, rush into the bank or whatever, and come back out and find their vehicle broken.
Right.
Yeah. So we're trying to go back, and there's a couple people, possibly even Mr. McDonald, that, your show, you could bring him on and talk a little bit more about that crime prevention. The senator was talking about how to help the elderly and prevent things from escalating to where we can't help our families, especially back there in the mainland,
Right.
in the distance, like you said.
Right.
But let's start talking about safety in regards to not only our property, but personal safety. You know, what can be done? Not just cameras and lights, but, you know, just being observant and not making yourself an easy target.
Right, because obviously we're not victim shaming, but it's important to, like you had how you had just said, to prevent ourselves from being easy targets.
Yes, and it can happen to any of us, even myself. As I'm speaking about it, I can make a mistake and then something gets stolen. But if we work together, we work as individuals to look at and assess our situation.
Mm-hmm.
If I leave my car, yes, they might be able to steal the vehicle. Is there a car alarm? Is there a tracking device in my car? And then is there anything of value that if they take my car, I can live with the fact that maybe the car's stolen and hopefully I'll get another car or get it back, but there's nothing in the car that they can take. And sadly, there's still some adults, some parents that are leaving their child in the car, which is, number one, child neglect, child abuse, especially if they are left and it's hot. And we've had cases where, you know, they've passed away.
Yeah.
So people need to start thinking about that. You can't just rely on GPD to be responding to all the calls and hope that they recover your items. We're all responsible for ourselves, our family, our homes, our vehicles, and even our job, for that matter, our job site.
Fair enough, but also the solution cannot just be that we should policing ourselves, right? I mean, it's balanced, right? So we as a community should expect that we continue to have police presence, no?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so I know GPD is really working hard to get to that point and level where there's more, preventative patrolling with visuals on parked units, and not just police, security personnel, what have you, so that the criminal element, they're aware that people are in the vicinity, they're watching.
Yeah,
So that's key. That's very key.
Yeah, because it's about keeping honest people honest.
That's right. That's right. And those that aren't honest, well, you talked about the cycle. They go in, they get out, they go in, they get out, and it seems like they're used to it. So they'll do as much damage that they do until they're finally held accountable for longer time frames.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, are you up for, or do you agree with getting drug tested before you're released?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe I should ask the court.
I don't know that they do that, but at this point in
because
time,
what would that do? It would expose DOC. I mean, it's like, wait a minute, we're about to release you because you're a detainee and your case isn't up yet. But if they fail their drug test, then all of a sudden you're like, well, how are you failing your drug test in jail?
Well, that's a question that you'll have to ask Director or Chief Red Berdalio, I'm sure.
Well, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if that's the case.
No, I agree. Yeah. Those kinds of things should be done regularly, consistently.
Yeah.
And then start keying in on identifying how.
Yeah.
Who, what, when, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, thanks, Dad. We're exposing how I get all my information, so we'll just save it for dinner.
No. Hey, you've got good resources. Your grandpa's left a good legacy, and so has all these fine people in these companies.
Yeah.
And you're carrying it on through radio and communicating with people, helping them understand from other perspectives. So I appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Well, we're giving insight to how our dinner conversations go.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes the spouses get tired of hearing. Let's not talking work, but, it has to be done. All right.
Okay, Dad. Love you.
Love you, too.
Okay.
Take care now.
Okay. You take care. You take care. He's got a more difficult job than I do. 4 o'clock on the dot, KGUM-FM in Hagatna, Guam.
KGUM-FM, Hagatna, Guam. The sound of Guam is Wave 105 FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Matt Piper. It's been a big night for Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar at the Grammys on CBS. She won her first Album of the Year ever. She's the most awarded and nominated artist in Grammys history. He won for Song of the Year and Record of the Year for the Drake diss track, Not Like Us.
We're gonna dedicate this one to the city. Compton, Watts, yeah. Long Beach, Inglewood, Hollywood, out to the Valley, Pacoima, IE.
Rapper Doechii won Rap Album of the Year, making her just the third woman to win that award.
I put my heart and my soul into this mixtape. I bared my life. I went through so much. I dedicated myself to sobriety, and God told me that I would be rewarded.
President Trump is planning to impose 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada and other tariffs on China. This could mean higher prices in the U.S., and Trump says Americans may feel some pain in a potential trade war. Car companies are already taking action.
Car makers are already moving vehicles and parts across the border early to get out in front of tariffs. GM Chief Financial Officer Paul Jacobson wants to mitigate the damage.
We have a playbook. We've been preparing that for a while. There are some things that we can do easily, some things that we've already done.
Tariffs will cut into car makers' profits, but it's too early to tell how they might impact vehicle prices. Jeff Gilbert, CBS News, Detroit.
CBS News has obtained a government notice that says the Trump administration will terminate one of the temporary protected status programs for Venezuelans. That means hundreds of thousands of them could lose their deportation protections and work permits this spring. Crews have recovered 55 of the 67 victims of the midair collision between an Army helicopter and a passenger plane near Washington. D.C. Fire and EMS Chief John Donnelly says they're committed to the dignified recovery of remains for the remaining 12 victims while they begin salvage operations.
Salvage equipment will be moved into place, and there'll be some lifting operations on what's the wreckage that's in the water. While that's going on, the local teams will continue to search down the shorelines and around the river to make sure that we're getting all the debris that's out there.
The Los Angeles Lakers, Dallas Mavericks, and Utah Jazz made a blockbuster trade late Saturday. Mavericks fans are reacting.
I would have rather had 10 years of never winning a championship with Luka rather than trading Luka away in the prime of his career. That's wild.
Luka Doncic being shipped to the Lakers. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Some are turning to artificial intelligence for therapy.
With the popularity for artificial intelligence growing, some people are even using AI for their mental health. Psychologist with the Cleveland Clinic, Dr. Susan Albers, says AI's use for therapy does have its positives.
It is non-judgmental. It is affordable. It may be attractive to people who are reluctant to speak with humans or don't know where to find resources.
Albers says a negative aspect is the need to upload private information, and there's no telling how that information is stored or shared. Stephen Kaufman, CBS News.
Thousands gather every February 2nd to watch Punxsutawney Phil make his big prediction at Gobbler's Knob, about an hour-and-a-half drive from Pittsburgh to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. And the little guy's predicting 6 more weeks of winter after seeing his shadow there today. Phil's been predicting the weather for nearly 140 years, but between 2014 and 2023, he was only right 30% of the time. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Keeping the flow through your day. Wave 105 FM.
When one of my family members needs to be seen by a medical provider for an illness or injury that's not life-threatening but still requires immediate medical care, I go to the FHB Health Center Urgent Care. Go to FHB Urgent Care for allergic reactions, broken bones, sprains, cuts requiring stitches, mild fevers, minor burns, animal or insect bites, and symptoms of cold and flu. Go to the ER for severe abdominal or chest pain, babies needing immediate care, serious eye or head injuries, severe burns, stroke symptoms, difficulty breathing, heart attack symptoms, high fevers, and possible drug overdose or poisoning. For these conditions, call 911 immediately. With convenient hours and no appointment needed, my loved ones are receiving quality medical care. I trust the FHB Health Center Urgent Care. You can too. For more information, go to www.fhbguam.com. FHB Health Center, the island's only truly dedicated urgent care.
Good afternoon. It is 4:07 p.m. and that is your time check on the bright side.
Attention class of 2025. Are you ready? The Power 98 Senior Challenge is back, but this time we're stepping it up. Forget about lip syncing. We want to see your creativity and your moves. Sign up for the Power 98 Senior Step Up Challenge today for your chance to win cash money for your senior class. The video challenge you've been prepping for since freshman year is here. Email Kyle at power98.com now for more details. The Power 98 Senior Step Up Challenge is presented by Domino's Pizza, the Aganga Shopping Center, GTA, Wave 105.1 FM, Route 99.5 FM, and the station powering the best days of your senior year, Power 98.
The Bright Side is brought to you by Chili's Grill and Bar. At Chili's, more life, great food, and memories happen here. GTA, we start with you. Local Jerk, spice up your life with the hottest jerk to hit your mouth. Follow Local Jerk 671 on Instagram and Facebook or visit localjerkguam.com. Micropack, find your perfect match at the Made for Each Other sale. Follow Micropack671 on Instagram and Facebook for more info and updates. Sherwin-Williams is hiring inside and outside sales. Apply in person Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 671-646-8050 or email your resume to sw@pri-guam.com. Subway, eat fresh in just a few clicks. Order online at subwaypacific.com for pickup at your convenience or for delivery right at your doorstep. Online ordering at subwaypacific.com is powered by Good to Go, we deliver. At Subway, you gotta refresh to be fresh. Now's that time for your real deal traffic report here on the Bright Side. Slow traffic on Route 16 in Barragata if you are heading to the intersection and near the post office and the Guam National Guard. Heavy traffic on Route 16 in Barragata Heights if you are passing the South Sabana Barragata Drive heading to the intersection in front of the Guam Rev and Tax. Slow traffic on Route 3 in Dededo if you're passing the GRMC Hospital heading to the intersection on Route 1. Slow traffic on Route 1 submitting north and southbound at the intersection that leads to Route 14 or near the ITC building. Slow traffic on Route 1 if you are coming from the intersection that leads to Route 14 in Upper Tumon heading northbound to the intersection that leads to Route 16 or near the Dededo Wendy's restaurant. And now for your traffic advisory for the week from today, Monday, February 3rd to Friday, February 7th between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Motorists are advised that the contractor will continue shoulder work along Route 14B and on the sidewalk in Timaning. During this time, expect minimal lane shifts and intermittent lane closures. And that is your Real Deal traffic report here on the Bright Side.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show host, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
I ran into this girl the night before. She reminded me of a golden shore. She was nothing like your average girl next door. She liked DVDs, tattoos, and Paramore. She'd say, Hafa Adai, por favor. And I'd say, sad dispenser to Gaiki Kulor. And she'd paint colors round the galaxies and more. I ran into this girl the night before.
Welcome back. The Bright Side, 4:11 in the afternoon. But Lunis. It's Monday, right? 671-922-1051 or 1052. I was checking out the Grammys. Record of the Year, Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. So that is record song. So I guess record, if it's explained to me right, or if I'm explaining it right, the performer, the person that performs gets the recognition. Song of the Year, it's the writer that gets the recognition, right? So Record of the Year went up against, it updated. Okay, Album of the Year goes to Cowboy Carter, Beyonce. Okay. It went up against a bunch. Who do I think should have won? I guess that's okay. I haven't listened to Andre 3000's New Blue Sun, so Sabrina Carpenter, of course. Beyonce beats Sabrina Carpenter. Charlie XCX, Jacob Collier, Billie Eilish, Chaperone. Okay, I'm okay with Beyonce winning Album of the Year. Best Pop Vocal went to Sabrina Carpenter, Short and Sweet. Best Pop Vocal Album. Song of the Year goes to Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. Record of the Year goes to Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. Best New Artist, Chappell Roan. Dave Chappelle wins Best Comedy Album. Best Pop Duo goes to Yuck. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars would Die with a Smile. Okay, whatever. Best Country Album, Beyonce, Cowboy Carter. I think everything else I've already announced. Yeah, that's it. So there you go. Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. 4:14 in the afternoon. I saw this release. Speaking of GMH, right? This one comes from the communications department of GMHA. And the title is Guam Memorial Hospital Stands Strong, Addresses False Claims. This was the interview that I did listen to this morning. It was with Patty Arroyo and Dr. Vincent Akimoto, right? And so Guam Memorial Hospital is calling him out from this conversation. It wasn't an interview. It was a conversation. He called in and they just started having a conversation, right? So Guam Memorial Hospital remains fully operational and has never been condemned or notified by any regulatory authority. Oh, this is when Dr. Vincent Akimoto was saying it was condemned, and Lillian Paris Posadas even says it.
but I didn't hear her say it. Maybe he was referring to another time she might have said it, and then he was saying, don't go to GMH, go to GRMC, because she doesn't want your business. And so they put out a release on it all. Okay. So again, regulatory authority, despite false claims made by Dr. Vincent Akimoto on the Mornings with Patty radio program, his statements are not only inaccurate, but also antagonistic and irresponsible, as they aim to mislead the public and create unnecessary fear about the island's only public hospital. Dr. Akimoto has a history of making misleading and untrue statements about GMH, including today's false claim about the hospital administrator's salary. Like all government of Guam agencies, GMHA's staffing pattern is publicly available on its website and reflects accurate salary information. His recent claim that the hospital building has been condemned is entirely false. These claims are dangerous, especially coming from a medical doctor. GMH continues to serve the people of Guam with dedicated medical professionals and essential services. Misinformation undermines public trust in healthcare and needlessly alarms the community. GMH remains committed to providing quality care to all Guam's people. We encourage anyone with concerns about hospital operations to seek information directly from GMHA or official government sources. If you want to make questions, right? I mean, if you are seeking information, you can. You can always follow GMHA on Facebook and Instagram. They've got a LinkedIn as well. I'll give you this number too. 671-647-2330. 647-2330. Here's another number, 647-2552. 647-2552. All right, Joe Malik is on the line. Hafa Adai, senor. Did you watch the Grammys? Hey, senor, did you watch the Grammys? Did you watch Beyonce and Chappell Roan and...
Oh, I was watching Superman.
Superman? The new one?
Yeah. No, it's Superman, Christopher Reeve's story when he was young.
Okay, Christopher, I guess it was a documentary?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down here at the ranch eating paha.
Okay.
After I got some coconut for the pig and the chicken, I eat some of it because I'm hungry.
There you go. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I was watching Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he your favorite Superman?
Well,
Christopher Reeves? Because there's a few, right? There's at least...
Out on him. He's really a popular Superman.
Yeah. But Christopher Reeves, the guy that plays Superman, right? Is he your favorite actor to play Superman? There's at least 6 or 7 now, right?
Yeah.
Henry Cavill is the latest Superman. They're about to replace him too.
I know you remember Superman.
I do. There's going to be a new one. I want to say this year, if not 2025, 2026. There's going to be a new Superman.
No, this is the original.
This is the original?
Okay. Documentary. He's the first one, Christopher Reeves.
No, there's at least 2 more before him. But yeah, he's the first one that I think made it on in the movies. But there was a TV show, remember? There was even old black and white. No?
No,
Okay.
This one is colored.
No, yeah. Christopher Reeve's version is color, yeah. But there was somebody else playing Superman even before Christopher Reeves. No?
No.
I may be wrong.
No.
Unfortunately, right, he fell off a horse, right? Do you know the story?
And he was paralyzed.
Yeah. It's
He
unfortunate.
likes to fly airplane.
Does he? Even today?
Mm-hmm. No, before he
before.
got into an accident. But he passed away.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
That guy married two times, different wives.
Of course, it's a different one. Unless he married this. He's like, hey, it didn't work out last time. Let's try again. He died?
Oh, man.
He did die. What? He died? That's a long time ago, 2004.
Yeah, I was watching it on CNN. Documentary. Superman.
Okay.
Before I left the house, I was watching it because it's very interesting because, you were very popular.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
There's a story that just came out.
No, the Faha just got stuck on my throat.
While a lot has been said about the friendship between... I didn't know that. Okay, so there's a CNN story that just came out 2 days ago about the friendship between Robin Williams and Christopher Reeve. I didn't know this. Oh, this is why. Yeah, see, it just came... Superman, the Christopher Reeve story just came out. So you just watched this.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, it just got released on CNN over the weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, this is why he's trending.
Let me finish eating the
Okay, you take care. Thanks for calling.
Drink some water because
Okay.
the fog got stuck in my throat.
Okay. Okay, senor. Have a good one. Okay, adios.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't watch. It's been a while since I watched CNN. So what does this say? So apparently there's the relationship between Robin Williams and Christopher Reeve was showcased in the documentary. Throughout the 10 years after my dad's accident, this is the daughter talking now. They were there for us emotionally, continuing to celebrate the anniversary of Dad's accident every year, his life day, his survival day, and focus on the positive side of that. She said, adding that Robin Williams and his second wife, Marsha Williams, made a point of continuing to remind Dad and Dana who they were. Oftentimes, after a friend goes through a traumatic event, you can and think many people relate to this. You can kind of pull back because you don't want to bother them. But Robin and Marsha did the opposite. They showed up even more than before and would call just to shoot the breeze and have normal conversations. And it's amazing how easy it is to take that for granted. But often when you go through hardship, that's actually what you want, is a friend that continues to treat you in the same way and connect with you and remind you of your old self. Joe wants to call in, wants to make a comment about the hospital. Hafa Adai, Joe.
Hafa Adai, Mr. Suba.
How's it going, sir? How's everything?
Good. I just want to make a comment about the hospital.
Yeah.
The dire need it is in that, everybody keeps down talking the governor.
Okay.
I'm actually a Republican.
Okay.
Strong Republican tie. But
I'm listening.
I
spilled my coffee, but I'm listening.
In the hospital.
Okay.
UMH.
I'm trying to follow, but unfortunately, I think I'm on your radio still, so there's feedback. So there's an echo chamber right now.
Okay. How about now?
Good. We're good now. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So anyways, I was in the trauma room and I couldn't help but record what I see in this room because people who come in for emergency trauma, okay?
I'm listening.
They come into this room, they take you straight into the trauma room, and Pauly, it's disgusting. I actually have a video recording of it. And I just can't believe how they take you in there. They need all these equipment and supplies, that they normally use for trauma patients. And, they're in the open. It's dusty everywhere. And I'm not talking about just a little bit of dust. It's on the packages. It's on the shelf. It's everywhere. The floors look like They haven't even, the last time that it was probably clean was a year ago.
In the room that you're in right now?
I'm not in it right now, but I was there very recently.
Okay, understood.
I have a recording of the room that I was in. You know, because that's where the patient was that I came to see. That had just got brought in. And hear all these people complain about where it's better or faster to build the hospital, and whether lose doing the right thing or the wrong thing, wanting to build it in Manila. Man, we really need to get by all of that and get our hospital going already. You know, it's been a long time coming that she's been trying to get it done. And, you know, an earlier caller, I heard him say, if a new governor comes in, we're going to start from square one.
That was Senator Parkinson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, regardless who it was, we will. He's telling the honest truth. Are we the people willing to let these senators bicker over what side is better versus what we really need today? More like we need it yesterday, and to me, the only one who's trying to get it going is the current governor. All Eddie Cabo did was Band-Aid. All Felix Camacho did was Band-Aid. You know, why are we still trying to bicker over all of this? Can we just, we all need it. We all need it. The people of Guam need it yesterday. There's a video, if you like, I would like for you to give me a number for you to send you this video so they can air it in the news and they can see for themselves.
You can, how long is it? Can you send it through WhatsApp?
I'm sure I can.
Okay, 671-922-1051 on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's really bad. And if maybe they should go there, I don't even think any of the senators will bring their own family members to GMH.
Well,
and that's really my own honest opinion. And I'm sure, and they, to me, every senator who thinks they know what's faster or better, maybe they all need to take a field trip to the hospital to see, man, Pauly, I really think that place should be condemned just seeing what I saw.
They recently did a few, the ones that I saw, Senator Sabrina, Senator Vince Borja, I saw there. Those are the two that stand out the most. I'm sure it wasn't just the two of them that recently went up there and checked it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's, Pauly, it's like I thought I was in a third world country emergency room. Bringing a elderly here to get seen.
Yeah. I was there.
To be honest with you, the only reason why they went there was because they couldn't accept the patient at GRMC because it's just overflowed. You know, I can't understand the senators. We'll see now because there's a new majority and it's my party, the Republican Party. But I just hope they quit their bickering and get our hospital going. Because if they don't do it now, we are not going to be alive to see something happen if they wait till later. It's crazy. I really want to cuss, but I can't because I'm on the air.
Thank you.
I feel
I hear your frustration.
And before them. And all these Democrats that are fighting their governor, seperti Gabetnan Mizu, sa kekit sa togi Hafa Malik Pahita, di parahandra todo i politicians. But man, Pauly, I just needed to get that off
Thank
my chest,
you.
man, because
I appreciate
what I
that.
saw is really heartbreaking. And man, if I had a better choice, I would have asked the ambulance not to get the patient out, and can we please go somewhere else, because it's disgusting here. This is a trauma room. Everything in this room is dirty, even the equipment and the supplies they need to use for the patient. And man, if you see my video, you see what I'm talking about. I'm not exaggerating this. I even asked some of the staff that were coming in and out of the room, my gosh, are you guys not tired of working in this type of environment? It wasn't even a little bit of clean, Pauly. It was that filthy. But anyways, thank you guys.
Thank
for
you, Joe.
listening to me, and
Yeah, please send the video. I'd love to see it. 922-1051, the same number you called, but on WhatsApp. You can send the video.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Adios. Okay, so I think this is a good time to just talk about the FOIAs and what was being discussed even this morning. But I want to pull from what Senator Therese Terlai sent, right? So she responds to the FOIA pretty fast, right? The FOIA gets sent out on Saturday, and then Speaker sends response to the FOIA the same day. Let me see here. 12:32 p.m. Speaker responds at 4:01 p.m. So let's see here. So she shares. So Speaker responds and says, and they're talking about public-private partnerships, right? And so she was saying, look, I didn't get the idea. I've been listening to you guys, the governor and the lieutenant governor, on a private partner or privatizing GMH management, right? And so she even shares the link to the YouTube that she attached the FOIA response. We're talking about public-private partnership. And at the time, this was Senator Jim Moylan's bill at the time. And also at the time, the CEO of GMHA was Lillian Paris Posadas, right? And so she was not advocate. She was against a public-private partnership back then. She had said, with all due respect, we oppose the proposed legislation for several key reasons. She talks about the process for issuing a request for proposal as outlined in the bill doesn't align with current procurement regulations. Writing RFPs is the responsibility of agency management, not the Board of Trustees, and it doesn't require legislative approval. Instead, the RFP is published with a defined scope of work and criteria for vendors. Second, before an RFP can even be drafted, the agency must have certified funds in place. And then third, when the cost of a project exceeds $500,000, which would be the case for hiring a professional entity to manage a hospital operations, the AG's office must be involved. Finally, engaging a professional entity requires significant time and effort from leadership to clearly define the scope of services and evaluation criteria, ensuring the right vendor is selected. She said, while we agree that strong, experienced leadership is critical for hospital management, the ultimate responsibility lies with the hospital employees. Therefore, we must support our leadership and staff to achieve high performance and reliability. For these reasons, we do not support this legislation. And so Speaker now has introduced, Senator Therese Terlaye has now introduced another bill that would implement a public-private partnership. However, it would protect the hospital employees. And so she even said this morning, I have not been in contact with anybody pertaining to a public-private partnership. However, the governor has. So I don't know how true that is, but she does send in her FOIA GMHA's. Well, she shares Sarah Thomas Nedadog's testimony from that public hearing. But more importantly, I got a lot of really good information from this University of Guam class. And the professor is Charlie Hermosa. He's the professor of the University of Guam School of Business and Public Administration's class 711. Business of Public Administration 711 Business Capstone Experience, right? And so this was November 27, 2024. And so on page 5, bear with me, okay? Because actually, let's just take the break because there's like I only highlighted so many, but there are like, based on this thing, there's like 148 pages, 147 pages. We're not going to go through all of it, but I highlighted some of it. So I'll take the break now, and then we'll break down this UOG's class that has some pretty interesting information because they spoke with people over at the GMH and over at GRMC. And there's a lot of good stuff in this document here. So I will take the break, Wave 105.
It's Shamrock season again. Try creamy, delicious Oreo Shamrock McFlurry and Shamrock Shake for a limited time, made with creamy vanilla soft serve and the special Shamrock syrup. Only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And now for your local headlines being brought to you by McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
Buenas and Hafa Adai, here's the latest from the Marianas Business Journal. Visitor arrivals from Guam's tourism source markets remain roughly under half of what it was since before the COVID-19 pandemic, but the Guam Visitors Bureau has identified opportunities to bring in more people to the island. In GVB's most recent visitor arrival report, total visitor arrivals sat at 44.4% pre-COVID numbers in 2024. This year, outbound seat capacity for Korea is expected to take a dip at around 5,000 seats in February, with a slight rebound in March. Japanese seat capacity will see a similar drop in February, but is expected to make a comeback of a little over 7,000 seats in March. GVB noted that domestic travel is stagnating in Japan due to rising costs and over-tourism, and stated that Guam has a unique position to attract those travelers as an accessible and cost-effective destination. In more news, the Guam Department of Education said in a statement issued last Friday it received notification from the Department of Public Health and Social Services that an individual at Simon Sanchez High School was diagnosed with pulmonary tuberculosis. GDOE wrote that it and Public Health are working to investigate TB cases at the school and are testing individuals in contact with the infected person for the bacteria. Public Health will be providing free TB skin tests on Tuesday, February 18th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the John F. Kennedy High School, with the following reading on Thursday, February 20th. Superintendent of GDOE, Eric Swanson, stressed the importance of the screening as a way for GDOE to ensure the health and safety of students and staff and to prevent the further spread of TB in Guam schools. Reporting from the Marianas Business Journal, the Wave 105 and Power 98, I'm Skylar Obispo.
CBS News Brief. The Grammys on CBS were a mix of celebration and tributes tonight. The show opened and closed by honoring the victims and first responders in the aftermath of deadly wildfires that ravaged Los Angeles, where the awards were handed out. L.A. Fire Chief Anthony Marone took the stage surrounded by firefighters.
As Fire Chief, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize and thank first responders who came from near and far to battle this wildfire siege.
Right after that, Beyonce finally got a Grammy she's been chasing for years.
I'd like to thank and acknowledge and praise all of the firefighters for keeping us safe. I just feel very full and very honored. It's been many, many years.
She won Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter. She also won the Grammy for Country Album of the Year. CBS News Brief, I'm Matt Piper.
Pat's Tinting and Detailing offers premier services from complete interior cleaning and VIP detailing. And to keep you cool, Pat's also offers factory, ceramic, blacked out, and based-approved auto tinting. For more information, call 647-SLAM.
There are so many reasons to say yes to priority banking from First Hawaiian Bank. There's the ATM rebates, the exclusive access, the discounts, the fee waivers. Honestly, I'd keep going, but I think I'm running out of time. To hear more, talk to a banker or go to fhb.com/priority. It feels good to go priority. Terms and conditions apply. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Political status impacts almost every aspect of our lives on Guam, but many are unaware of our right to self-determination and decolonization. What does it mean, and how can it improve our quality of life? Join the conversation, ask some questions, and learn more about your right to self-determination and the 3 legitimate political status options for Guam. Tune in to Challenge the Status Quo every Monday from 10 a.m. to noon on Wave 105.1 FM, presented in partnership with the Commission on Decolonization and Glimpses Media.
Attention class of 2025. Are you ready? The Power 98 Senior Challenge is back, but this time we're stepping it up. Forget about lip syncing. We want to see your creativity and your moves. Sign up for the Power 98 Senior Step Up Challenge today for your chance to win cash money for your senior class. The video challenge you've been prepping for since freshman year is here. Email Kyle at power98.com now for more details. The Power 98 Senior Step Up Challenge is presented by Domino's Pizza, the Agania Shopping Center, GTA, Wave 105.1 FM, Route 99.5 FM, and the station powering the best days of your senior year, Power 98.
Get ready, get set, mark your calendars for the biggest events of the year. Bank of Guam's Hagåtña City Run and Block Party is back and set for Saturday, March 8th, 2025, with a Sunset Run Walk and Bank of Guam's signature Block Party. All event proceeds support the fight against cancer, so let's come together for an evening of fun. Stay in the loop by following on social media for details and updates on Bank of Guam's Hagåtña City Run and Block Party. Bank of Guam, the People's Bank, member FDIC.
Now's that time for your real deal traffic report here on the bright side. Heavy traffic on Route 16 in Barragata Heights if you are passing the South Sabana Barragata Drive, heading to the intersection in front of the Guam Ribbon Tax. Slow traffic on Route 3 in Dededo if you're passing the GRMC Hospital, heading to the intersection on Route 1. Slow traffic on Route 1 in Dededo north and southbound at the intersection that leads to Route 26 Machechi Avenue. Slow traffic on Route 1 turning north and southbound at the intersection and that leads to Route 14 or near the ITC building. Slow traffic on Route 1 turning if you're heading southbound to the intersection near the John F. Kennedy High School. And now for your traffic advisory for the week from tomorrow, Tuesday, February 4th to Friday, February 7th between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Motorists are advised that the contractor will continue shoulder work along Route 14B and on the sidewalk into Maning. During this time, expect minimal lane shifts and intermittent lane closures. And that is your Real Deal traffic report here on the Bright Side.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show host, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back. The Bright Side right here on Wave 105. Okay, so let's break down this analysis of Guam's public and private hospital and healthcare facilities, GMHA and GRMC, according to the BA 711 Business Capstone Experience. This is Professor Charlie Hermosa's class, BA 711, right? And so I'm going to page 5. Page 5 gives us the introduction. Guam Memorial Hospital Authority, the sole public hospital in Guam, is a vital institution providing healthcare services to the island's population. The hospital's mission reflects its commitment to deliver quality patient care in a safe environment while meeting national standards. However, GMHA faces significant financial and operational challenges, particularly related to its dependency on Medicare and Medicaid for revenue, compounded by outdated reimbursement rates that fail to cover current healthcare costs. This report aims to identify and analyze the critical issues affecting GMHA's Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act, or TEFRA, the status of 1982 with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. TEFRA determines the Medicare reimbursement status of hospitals in the United States territories aside from Puerto Rico. We're going to go to page 9. So it's like 145 pages. So I went through this and I wanted to find some of the highlights that would stand out here on the show, right? And so this is the analysis of GMHA and GRMC. And so on page 9, it states GMHA has implemented a 5-year strategic plan for 2023 to 2027, outlining 6 key goals with the intent of achieving financial sustainability and improving its infrastructure and technology. The intent of this study, however, is to highlight the institutional challenges faced by GMHA, which spans decades from the lack of investment. This has resulted in a patchwork system that is currently impacting its operational efficiency. This study also provides several recommendations that GMHA can take to combat these institutional challenges and ultimately improve GMHA's financial state and operations. The statement of the problem: although they are autonomous, GMHA struggles to generate a consistent source of revenue to support their needs. This is a result of its mandate to provide service to anyone regardless of their inability to pay. The problem looks at 2 major issues that plague GMHA: operational efficiency and TEFRA status. GMHA's operational inefficiencies make it challenging for them to provide their patients with a smooth and transparent experience. One example hindering a more efficient operation is the current patchwork system in place at GMHA, where they have multiple interfaces. Through a patchwork system and time-consuming manual process, they are not able to streamline data to make it more accessible to management and their financial team. Lastly, with operations, they are also having difficulties with the integration of their latest EHR system. CareView, which was originally intended to be utilized by a behavioral facility, These inefficiencies result in the operational delays that GMHA currently face, which ultimately impedes on the collection of receivables. Going to page 13 now. Relevant issues amongst other public hospitals. And so according to Fitzpatrick and Goldstein, despite reduced expenses, hospitals are still feeling financial strain from the loss of revenues and decrease in volume after COVID-19, ultimately allowing negative margins to continue. Consequently, financial sustainability and health system debt are major concerns for healthcare administrators. There are some notes that since 2014, hospitals' operating margins continue to decline, and despite a temporary reprieve from federal funds as a result of COVID-19, it is not sustainable enough for financial viability. A little over half of hospitals in the United States had a deficit at the end of the year due to having higher costs than revenues. In recent years, hospitals have seen sustained rises in labor costs, which confirm the two factors contributing to the increases were a competitive labor market and hospitals needs to urge there's a big bold letter saying embargo that blocks some of these words here. The contract workers to meet staffing demands. We'll go to page 13. Oh, actually, I'm already on 13, so we'll go to page 27. Page 27. So like I said, there's a whole bunch of different, there's like 145 pages. So on page 27, it talks about the root causes and technological impacts. Before that, it even talks about that on September 30, 2023, may receive a 50%. These are customers that may receive a 50% discount on self-pay accounts. And just 1 month out from launching the program, according to M1, they were anticipating collecting $130,000 as of October 17, 2024. They were doing this again in December, this 50% discount on self-pay accounts, right? The root causes, again, an analysis conducted by the Department of Interior in 2019 found that the main causes of the high amount of money owed were poor management of revenue cycles, absence of standardized procedures, and inadequate staff training. Alongside these ongoing issues came technological difficulties in Typhoon Mauer in 2023, with increased GMHA's unbilled receivables to $20.9 million compared to $15 million in fiscal year 2022. The Department of Interior analysis includes to the Office of Inspector General report discovered that GMHA does not have the financial resources or cash flow to offer Guam's residents the required medical care. Office of Inspector General, U.S. Department of Interior states, by lacking the necessary financial resources, GMHA cannot provide the necessary medical care that the people of Guam rightfully deserve. Several factors, including fees not keeping up with growing costs, the federal government not fully compensating it for costs associated with providing Medicare and Medicaid services, increasing vendor costs due as a result of GMHA's unpaid invoices and inefficient accounts receivable collection have prevented the hospital from obtaining the necessary funds or managing its cash flow. Again, this is a source that they found through the Office of the Inspector General of the U.S. Department of Interior back in 2014. The problem of collectability is especially severe for self-pay accounts, as many patients either do not have insurance coverage or high deductibles. According to the Commonwealth Fund, 31% of the population in Guam lacks health insurance, which is significantly higher than the national average of 9% in the United States. More importantly, a report released by Deloitte & Touche in 2019 highlights the critical areas that contribute to GMHA's collection issues of true self-pay accounts, including differences in actual charges and published fee schedules. This is something that Lillian Perez-Posadas has been telling us, Dr. Prince has been telling us throughout the budget hearings about how they are having a difficult difficult time collecting, and they cannot turn people away. We'll go to page 46. Page 46 is, it talks about comparing the two. Currently, GMHA and GRMC lack a formal succession plan. So this one's talking about a succession plan, which poses potential risks to the organizations, both GMH and GRMC. Their business continuity and seamless delivery of healthcare services in Guam. The implementation of a comprehensive and formalized succession plan would ensure a smooth transition of leadership roles, thereby mitigating disruptions and maintaining operational stability. Two executives highlighted the significant challenges the workforce hiring and capacity building within their respective hospitals. These issues hinder their ability to identify and develop internal successors, which can be attributed to the absence of formal succession plans. Two executive participants noted that GMHA focuses on developing and building up employees who are currently working within the hospital, while the other two executives acknowledged that GRMC does have its eye on succession planning. They are still aware of turnover issues and problems with knowledge transfer, especially regarding TEFRA. Furthermore, as a private institution, GRMC succession planning is crucial. It is essential for securing human capital and ensuring leadership continuity to safeguard the future of the hospital. We'll go to page 47, and page 47 is about cross-training programs. So, on cross-training programs, healthcare operations can benefit from these programs. Organizations can guarantee a smooth transition during personnel changes and preserve continuity of care and operation efficiently by training employees to take on numerous responsibilities. It talks about, according to one executive, GMHA's internal maintenance team, particularly of the superintendent and biomedical engineer, is currently understaffed due to recent retirements. To remain competitive in the future labor market, maintaining current knowledge and learning new skills is essential for both the organization and working employees. Therefore, upskilling or continuous education is becoming more and more important in the job market. We'll go to staffing, page 48. On staffing, GMHA needs to be financially competitive to retain and attract essential medical personnel. According to the GMH Public Information Officer, Cindy Hansen, GMHA must be able to ensure the ability to meet the financial obligations associated with hiring new specialists to permanently fill the positions. Hansen emphasized the necessity of expanding recruiting efforts on a broader scale once sufficient funds are obtained. While the rise of demand combined with the shortage of certain physician specialists as well as specialty care nurses, GMHA's current staff can result in burnout, as observed during the outbreak of COVID-19. On its roadmap, which is on page 49, its IT roadmap, based on research on GMHA and the healthcare industry, a successful health IT implementation is essential to streamline the revenue cycle management process. A lack of engagement and communication around technology updates can create obstacles in staff workflows, making it more challenging for them to perform their jobs. A significant challenge that might arise is the need to build a highly trained team to manage changes associated with implementing new IT solutions, such as AI, which require collaboration with the current medical staff. And then page 53 talks about the public-private partnership. It talks about the definition of a public-private partnership is a structured collaboration between public and private partners that involves planning, building, and or operating the infrastructure while also sharing or redistributing risks, costs, benefits, resources, and responsibilities. Essentially, this public-private partnership, or PPP, is a long-term agreement wherein a public sector agency and private for-profit entities shall share mutual responsibilities to achieve a common goal. In the healthcare industry, government policymakers are becoming more involved in PPP projects in which private companies finance new hospitals and associated healthcare services. Furthermore, PPP models offer an approach for governments to reorganize and restructure their health systems. And so on page 55, it talks about a hospital in Hawaii. I'm sorry, it is Hawaii, Maui, right? It talks about how this specific hospital was the best solution to help keep the doors open and, most importantly, to provide quality healthcare services to the people of the Maui County. It's 5 o'clock on the dot, and so on the other side, we'll talk about what Gita talks about in a public law. And actually, I'll just give it to you right now. So Gita is mentioned, mandated by Public Law 33-143, was codified as the subsection 5011-9 A3 and 4 of Chapter 50, Title 12, Guam Code annotated to obtain information surrounding a PPP at GMHA. This included a request for information specifically for the purpose of the hospital's operations, for renovations to the existing hospital, or for rebuilding of a new facility. Based on the RFI, 3 companies had expressed interest in participating in a PPP program from GMHA. So again, the question was to Speaker Terlai, who are you speaking with when it comes to a PPP? She said nobody. But there's information that states that Gita, right, has identified companies, not a person, not an individual, companies. And it's in this document. And so UOG, this class, spoke with I wouldn't say spoke with, but has this information through Gita, and it shows that the 3 companies were Eikon, EIIKON LLC from Miami, Florida, Strategic Global Management from Inc. Econ LLC from Miami, Florida is one company. The second company is Strategic Global Management Inc. from Riverside, California. And the third company is Corman Global Consulting Group from Charlotte, North Carolina. The 3 companies would have explored numerous initiatives from technology and infrastructure upgrades to evaluating Guam's healthcare landscape, including services provided and insurance requirements. And so clearly there are companies that are having conversations with somebody in the government about having a public-private partnership. Are they still having it? I don't know. But thanks for the information. 5:03 in the afternoon, KGUM-FM in Hagåtña, Guam.
KGUM-FM, Hagåtña, Guam. The sound of Guam is Wave 105 FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Matt Piper. It was a night to celebrate music and also honor people impacted by deadly wildfires in Southern California.
After the devastating wildfires, a theme of healing and unity at the Grammy Awards on CBS. The Grammy First Timers Club getting some new members. Doechii, Sabrina Carpenter, and Chappell Roan winning for Best New Artist. And some choice words for the industry over healthcare.
Labels, we got you, but do you got us?
And Kendrick Lamar winning Record and Song of the Year for his Drake diss track, Not Like Us.
Nothing more powerful than rap music. I don't care what it is. We are the culture. It's going to always stay here and live forever.
Matt Wolf, CBS News.
And Beyonce finally won the coveted Album of the Year award at the Grammys after being shut out the last 4 times she was nominated. She also won Best Country Album and Best Country Duo Group Performance. The future of USAID could be in doubt. CBS's Sarah Cook.
USAID's director and deputy director for security were placed on leave Saturday night, sources told CBS News. According to the Associated Press, that came after the 2 officials refused to allow personnel from the Elon Musk-run Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, to access classified materials in restricted areas. DOGE spokesperson Katie Miller wrote on X that no classified material was accessed without proper security clearances.
And now Musk says on X Spaces that they're in the process of shutting the agency down. He says President Trump gave him the okay to do it. USAID provides humanitarian and development assistance to other countries, primarily by handing out funds to non-governmental organizations, foreign governments, and international organizations. Trump says he plans to impose tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada, the U.S.'s biggest trading partners.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau pushed back.
Less than 1% of fentanyl, less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States come from Canada.
Trudeau also said Canada would slap 25% tariffs on up to $155 billion on goods, including alcohol and fruit. Chanel Call, CBS News, New York.
Trump said on social media that an ensuing trade war could cause some pain to Americans. Thousands gather every February 2nd to watch Punxsutawney Phil make his big prediction in Pennsylvania.
It's Punxsutawney Phil!
And he's predicting 6 more weeks of winter after seeing his shadow at Gobbler's Knob. Phil has been predicting the weather for nearly 140 years, but he doesn't always get it right. Between 2014 and 2023, Phil was right 30% of the time. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers,
we've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays. But now, we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking Active Liver supplements from New Nordic every day.
Active Liver contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, all natural ingredients that help protect the liver so that it can protect you from toxins. It's like giving my body a daily detox. I've never felt better, and my energy is through the roof.
And my doctor is already impressed with how much better my numbers are looking. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available in both tablets and as a delicious gummy. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
A new Bankrate survey finds nearly half of loan applicants have been rejected over the past year.
It's a tight credit market, and lenders are getting pickier about who they approve for new financing. Bankrate analyst Sarah Foster says people with excellent credit scores aren't having problems.
You know, those Americans at the bottom end of the spectrum, low income, lower credit scores, they're the ones who are having the toughest time.
The Federal Reserve has cut interest rates by a full percentage point in recent months.
But that's really not helped Americans get access to credit any easier.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Dog Man fetched $36 million in ticket sales at the weekend box office, making it the biggest debut yet of this year. The horror comedy Companion also opened well in second with $9.5 million. Mufasa the Lion King still clinging to its spot in the top 5 after 7 weeks, snagging third place this weekend with an estimated $6 million at the box office. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Here for the community. Wave 105 FM.
Good afternoon. It is 5:08 p.m. and that is your time check on the bright side.
Buenas Hafa Adai. Eduquentas is now every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tune in at 105.1 Wave FM to listen to Eduquentas. Eduquentas is a special initiative by Guam Department of Education dedicated to shining the light on the incredible achievements of our students, teachers, and staff. Once again, join us on Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Wave 105.1, the sound of Guam.
There are so many reasons to say yes to priority banking from First Hawaiian Bank. There's the ATM rebates, the exclusive access, the discounts, the fee waivers. Honestly, I'd keep going, but I think I'm running out of time. To hear more, talk to a banker or go to fhb.com/priority. It feels good to go priority. Terms and conditions apply. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
The Bright Side is brought to you by Chili's Grill and Bar. At Chili's, more life, great food, and memories happen here. GTA, we start with you. Local jerk. From our family farms to your family table, savor the freshness. Follow Local Jerk 671 on Instagram and Facebook or visit localjerk.com. Micropack. Find your perfect match at the made for each other sale. Follow Micropack 671 on Instagram and Facebook for more info and updates. Sherwin-Williams, ready for a fresh start? Sherwin-Williams is hiring inside and outside sales. Visit us in person Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 671-646-8050 or email your resume to sw@pri-guam.com. Join our team today. Subway, eat fresh in just a few clicks. Order online at subwaypacific.com for pickup at your convenience or for delivery right at your doorstep. Online ordering at subwaypacific.com is powered by Good to Go, we deliver. At Subway, you gotta refresh to be fresh. Now's that time for your real deal traffic report here on the Bright Side. Slow traffic on Route 4 and 10 in Chalampago at the intersection. That also leads to Zonia. Slow traffic on Route 3 in Dededo if you're passing the GRMC hospital heading to the intersection. Heading to the intersection on Route 1. Slow traffic on Route 1 in Dededo north and southbound at the intersection. That leads to Route 27A. Slow traffic on Route 1 into Muning north and southbound at the intersection near the John F. Kennedy High School. And now for your traffic advisory for the week from tomorrow, Tuesday, February 4th to Friday, February 7th between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Motorists are advised that the contractor will continue shoulder work along Route 14B and on the sidewalk into Muning. During this time, expect minimal lane shifts and intermittent lane closures. That is your real deal traffic report here on the Bright Side.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show host, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
ISLA, Guam is where I'm from. Tautanu Itamoru, kingdom of our people. GUAM, island in the sun. From Jigo to Molessi, this land is all that we know. I said this land is all that we know. Come with me to my roots in a little tin shack on the ranch with my tata and the sweat up on my back. Picking lemon from the tree, how much hotter can it be? He said, Ayade, don't worry boy, just listen to me. So I cool down and relax, no worry, we're living in paradise. There's no place on this.
Welcome back to the Bright Side right here on Wave 105, 5:13 in the afternoon. We're going to go to the phone lines now. We're going to be speaking with the Guam Power Authority Communications Manager, Joyce Sayama. Hafa Adai.
Hafa Adai, Pauly.
Thanks for taking my call. I reached out to you last week and just to get a better understanding, especially for our audience, how the lowering the fuel recovery charge or the LEAC, and then also turning the energizing the Ukadu power plant is going to help our ratepayers, right? And so there was a press release that came out last week from GPA stating that we're going to be seeing our next power bill lowered by about $50. And so I wanted to ask, we'll just start from the beginning with the decision to lower the fuel recovery charge. And so what led to that decision?
Okay. Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you for allowing me to discuss these very important questions regarding LEAC, right, the Levelized Energy Adjustment Clause, and the Ukadu power plant. This is a very important subject for our GPA ratepayers, our GPA customers, and really happy to be able to go through this with you. So what led to the decision to lower the fuel recovery charge, or LEAC? Of course, management along, the general manager has said it, and we've gotten the approval from the CCU and also the approval from the PUC, because there's a decline in fuel prices and, of course, the possibility of fuel prices continuing to decrease. Again, as of January 31st, which was last Thursday, the PUC has reduced, the LEAC, right? And they've estimated the projection that there would be an over-recovery balance of about $3.8 million. Therefore, they've approved the reduction of the LEAC from 26 cents to about 20.8 cents per kilowatt hours. And as you said, the decrease of about $53.19 for the average residential customers using about 1,000 kWh.
What does that look like? What does that look like? A 3-bedroom?
That's about an average. Yes, your average 1,000 kilowatt hour consumer, right? An average residential customer, a family home. And the good news is it's effective. It went in effect on Saturday, February 1st. So over $50, and that's just great news for our families right here on Guam, something we've been all waiting for.
Right. And so this is going to last how long before the powers that be start to request to either go up or down on the LEAC?
Okay. So I think one of your questions does address that, and we did say that how does GPA determine the timing and amount of LEAC adjustments, right?
Right, yeah.
The LEAC is adjusted every 6 months based on projected oil prices. It shields customers from these sudden spikes in energy costs, right, while ensuring GPA can manage the expense of fuel procurement. Unlike what you see in the, out there in our service stations, right? They could fluctuate daily, they could fluctuate weekly, and to help our customers, we're reviewing this twice a year, every 6 months, right? So that we allow our customers to plan their life, and not have to raise these rates every month or every week, or lower the rates. Of course, we can also do mid-level adjustments when prices are low, right? When fuel prices are low, we can go in and recommend to the CCU to lower the base, to lower the fuel, the LEAC rate, or vice versa. If prices go up, right? We've done that in the past where we've had to request for a mid adjustment. But in this case, normally we would do every 6 months, so that families are allowed to plan what their costs will be for the next 6 months.
And so the current LEAC will be in effect until July 31st.
That's correct.
Got
so the period for this LEAC will be February 1st through July 31st, and then our management will go back, our GM will come back to the CCU based on, of course, all the prices and what we've seen in the forecast. We'll come in about May. Usually we come in about May during the CCU meeting, and we give our next recommendation for the next LEAC period that will take effect August 1st to January 31st.
Which isn't too far from when we would be energizing Ukadu, right? September?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's good news is we're getting closer. We're about 8 months away from full commissioning of the Ukadu power plant in September.
So when you do energize the Ukadu power plant, you begin decommissioning Cabras?
That's correct. So of course, we have a consent decree with the U.S. EPA to do all of these work, right, with renewables and the most efficient unit, which is the Ukudu power plant, right? It's a cornerstone of our renewables. We are ordered to decommission, as I've mentioned in our response.
Yeah.
Multiple efforts to GPA to ensure savings and lower costs begin with the commissioning of the new Ukudu, the new highly efficient Ukudu power plant in September, and the decommissioning of Cabras 1 and 2, 6 months after the commissioning of the new power plant. We are ordered to do that within 6 months. These efforts will help lower power bills for our customers. So really important that we do that.
Yeah. Who's ordering? We ourselves did that in the law to order us to.
No, that's the U.S. EPA.
The U.S. EPA.
We have a consent decree, right? We have to adhere by the Clean Air Act.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that we have to do. So that I guess leads to your next question, right?
Yeah.
Question number 4.
Yeah.
With fuel prices being unpredictable, could the LEAC rate go up again in the next
Right.
adjustment? As we said, we don't know, right? LEAC is tied to global fuel prices.
Yeah.
It fluctuates with market conditions that we know, right? Supply shortages, geopolitical events, demand shifts. And so, like I mentioned, we recalculate, LEAC biannually, and we submit our recommendation to the CCU and the PUC so that we can spread these costs to avoid sharp increases, right? What we call rate shock to our customers, right?
Yeah. And then with the new Ukudu power plant factoring in, right? So that's going to continue to keep our costs even lower. Like, I'd like to see $150 decline in my bill.
We all do, right, Pauly? I mean, we all have families and friends that we'd all love to do that. And our goals are, of course, affordable, stable, right, reliable energy is what we want to see, right, for the near future. So with a highly anticipated and highly efficient new Ukudu power plant that's slated again to be commissioned in September, it will deliver cleaner, more resilient energy and reduce fuel imports by 879
That's a lot.
barrels annually. Imagine that.
Yeah.
At one point we were at 3 million barrels.
Right.
Reduce it by 879,000
Yeah.
barrels annually. This reduction is based on current fuel prices that will lead to lower energy bills, right? Because this Ukudu power plant, again, is a cornerstone of renewables, and it works really well with renewables, unlike, our older power plants, right, that we've had for almost 50 years. This Ukudu power plant, is 51% thermal efficiency, and it's GPA's most efficient conventional unit. So we're really excited for this to come on. So it would work well with renewables, reduce our annual imports, our consumption of fuel, and give us clean and resilient, energy and reliability.
And so the Ukudu power plant isn't all that you're getting set up, right? Because understanding you've got the solar farms that are online, and I don't know what the next, is there more solar farm projects?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, so aside from what I mentioned, right, to ensure stable and affordable energy prices for our residents, we talked about the new and efficient Ukudu power plant. We talked about decommissioning older, aging power plants that have done their job, right? Pauly, it's almost 50 years old, and with all the preventive maintenance that we've done over the years, we've been able to keep the units on to help us with, after Malwar, to help us till this day until we can get to September for the new Ukudu. But we also, remember, GPA also has 85 megawatts of utility-scale solar farms available to the power grid, right? That's located in Mangilao and Dandan, right? And the savings from purchasing wattage from these both solar farms are being realized at an average cost of about 11.5 cents per kilowatt hours to GPA, compared to the LEAC rate of about 20 cents per kilowatt hour. An estimated savings from these solar farms of about $1.5 million per month for our customers based on today's cost of oil, right? Cost per barrel. So that as of January, this is last meeting that we had the ultra low sulfur residual fuel oil that Cabras 1 and 2 uses was hovering about $124, and the ultra low sulfur diesel that all the other the CTs and the other plants use, PD 8 and 9, is about $100 and $304. So, we have the solar farm, we have the highly anticipated Ukudu power plant, the decommissioning of the older aging units, And then we have this Phase 4 renewable energy project totaling approximately 333 megawatts, right?
Yeah.
Utility scale again, with its utility scale energy solar battery, right? So we're working on awarding this. This Phase 4 has to come with batteries.
Right.
And the batteries will be used to help shift the energy to assist with peak, right? When the hours
5 to 11. Though that's
5 to 11.
Yeah.
Peak, right?
Yeah.
And these projects, right, provide a significant hedge against perennially raising fuel prices. The combination of the efficient conventional energy and renewable with the energy storage system or batteries provides reliability, resiliency for our ratepayers. And it also helps meet future demand, right? This Phase 4 project that's coming up to achieve 50% renewable, right? And our CC has already approved, of the 333, have already approved over about 190 megawatts with 2 of the 5 proponents, right, for this Phase 4. So we've had Phase 1, which is Dandan. We've got Phase 2, which is the KEPCO Manila Solar Farm. Phase 3, unfortunately, we lost Phase 3 from a protest.
Right.
It took too long to resolve. And then now we're in Phase 4, and we're getting ready to award 2 of the 5 proponents that have been that have met the procurement. So that's our plan, Pauly, for stable and affordable energy prices for our residents. I mean, I've been here for over 30 years, and I'm just stunned at all the things that we're able to do, work with, and with the assistance, grants, and trying to get some federal money to not just help with underground, but also to help with the resiliency and the reliability. Right? It's amazing that I get to see this in my lifetime. Right?
Yeah, I mean.
So
we're so close. We're so close, but yet so far. But to September, right? I still remember
power
and we're still
on
vulnerable.
We've always said that, right? We're vulnerable until we get to Ukuru,
right?
Right. So I know you've also asked about full benefits. You know all of that, right? And we anticipate to see the full benefits by September.
So I didn't realize that. So as soon as you turn that on, we're going to see
2 years
the
down, 18. Now we're down to 8 months.
So as soon as you turn it on, we could see those full benefits that very same month. Okay,
Yes, and we've also talked about, right, we're testing, right, and I mentioned that here we're testing, and testing starts in about a week. And, we're testing all the way up till we can do full commissioning. So some of that energy is also going to be available for the grid. But we're just so excited that we're here. We're at that point already, right? And it's just, like I said, it's a cornerstone. It works well with renewables.
Yeah.
And that's the key to making everything work, right? It's just that loop, getting everything to work together.
Right. Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward, right? And I know there are other programs that are available.
Yes, cost savings, yes.
Yeah.
That we've been talking about, right? And, of course, operational savings, right, from the retirement of the older units. Again, the LEAC reduction from the Ukuru power plant, right? Increased administrative operational improvements that we've done. We've got SCADA systems, right? Smart grid systems, our new CC&B system for our customer information. Pauly, at one point we were as high as almost 700 employees. We're down to, as of FY 2023, 408. I think today we're hovering about maybe 450, 460. We right-size our organization, right? We have upgraded skill sets. We do training successions, apprenticeship program that we've announced, internships for our power plant workers, UOG interns, where we bring the UOG interns who are on their third or fourth year to come in and fill some of the, to come in and work with us, and then eventually when they graduate, they could apply for the positions, right, if it's available, right? So we're doing a lot of investments, right, to help our ratepayers by all of these efficiencies that we're doing and improvements. And then all the other tools that we've been able to do, online home energy audits, My Energy Expert, right? You go in anytime at the convenience of your home, take the energy audit online at our Energy Sense program and our customer engagement programs, right? So Homeline Energy Audit, right, online. We also have certified energy auditors our own folks were training to be energy auditors so that we can assist customers and provide the public with valuable insights on improving energy efficiency in their households. We have our tool, myenergy.com, right? Customers can sign up for and be able to take control of their own energy use, right? With this tool, customers can manage their own consumption. You see what their projected usage is and plan ahead, right, for their bills. We have cash rebates for energy-efficient air conditioners, right, washers and dryers, and we continually give these rebates, and we've been doing it since 2015. We partner with the Guam Energy Office for Weatherization Assistance Program, right, to help those that qualify reduce their energy costs for income, right, the income-eligible applicants, and improve their energy efficiencies in their home. We want you to enroll and pay GPA so you don't have to come here and make payment, right? Save on your gas bill to drive over. You can pay online. We have a 24/7 1855 number that you could pay your bill online, and then we have many energy-saving tips on our website, right, and Beat the Peak program. So aside from operational savings, LEAC, we have all of these other tools that we help our customers with. So
yeah, no, I really appreciate all of this. I think also does the community need to know anything when you start to test? I know you're testing this month, the Ukadu power plant. Could we be expecting lines to go off for safety? Any of that? Any of those precautions?
I don't anticipate any of that, but if there's any issues like with noise, we'll be sure to send out the advisory, right? Because testing is going to be a few months, until we finally fully commission. But if there's anything, they all know they need to get with our office because we've been sending advisories out, even for drones. We've been sending advisories out for road closures, right, Pauly?
Yes.
And diversion of traffic.
Yes.
We want to make sure that our community is aware of what we're doing out there. And, if not, they hear from me.
Okay.
We got to do it right, and we got to do it for the community. And, partnering with the mayors, especially with all of the drone activities and the work we're doing with our UAS system, UAV system, it's really important that the community know it's us. We're out there. And this is to help with our infrastructure and our improvements.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all the information.
And you're welcome to call us. We try to push out as much information as possible. But our plan, we worked our plan. It's called our Integrated Resource Plan, also known as our Clean Energy Master Plan. It's our roadmap. It's the roadmap for the next 20 years to say what we're going to do. So after Phase 4, we're planning for Phase 5. If there's anything GPA does well, right, is we plan and we work our plans. And we will continue, and we're very transparent about what we do, through our CCU meetings, through PUC. We have a lot of regulatory. Our CCU regulates us, PUC regulates us. We have our oversight chair now. Senator Jesse Lujan is very supportive, and we've also already, we've also given him a lot of information with where we've been, where we're going, and what we plan to do in the future, right? So, we plan to hit our mandate from the legislature, 50% renewal by 2035, but our IRP, our Clean Energy Master Plan, says we will hit that in 5 years earlier, and anticipate even sooner than that. But that's our goal, right? We're stewards, we're partners in the community, and we have a responsibility not just to provide, electricity, but also to be energy conscious and stewards of the environment. So that's what we're doing, Pauly.
Thank you so much.
Renewable.
I appreciate the time.
You're welcome, Pauly, and thank you for giving us, the opportunity to
absolutely.
speak about all of this and how important it is for us to keep our customers informed. Yeah.
I appreciate the savings even more.
Yes, and we hope to see more come the next LEAC period. Thank you,
all right.
Pauly.
Okay,
Have
you
a great
take care.
Evening.
There you go.
Thank you again. Take care, and thank you to our customers. Thank you.
Adios. 5:33 in the afternoon. That is the communications manager of the Guam Power Authority, Joyce Sayama. We'll take the break. 5:33 in the afternoon, Wave 105.
CBS News Brief. It was a country album that pushed Beyonce to the top on Grammy night. Cowboy Carter earned her a surprise win for Country Album of the Year on CBS.
Wow, I really was not expecting this. Wow.
She also won the Grammy for Album of the Year on her 5th nomination. Kendrick Lamar won 5 Grammys for his diss track, Not Like Us, including Song and Record of the Year. He paid tribute to L.A. after the wildfires.
This is my neck of the woods that's held me down since a young pup, since I was in the studio scrapping to write the best raps and all that, in order to do records like these.
Elon Musk says on X Spaces that USAID, which doles out foreign development aid, will be shut down. President Trump said earlier,
It's been run by a bunch of radical lunatics, and we're getting them out. USAID, run by radical lunatics.
CBS News Brief, I'm Matt Piper.
Young surprise! I'm back on Wave 105. It's your girl Nene every Saturday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Catch your island music tidal wave with Nene. Brought to you by San Lorenzo Laundromat.
Hey, what's going on, Guam? Dicey Dice here, and I'm inviting you to join me on Power 98 Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. all the way to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We are covering anything and everything from entertainment, headlines. We are doing sports, giveaways, and more. And don't forget, the show is all being brought to you by Riga Royal Laguna Guam Resort, McDonald's. I'm loving it. Shouts out going out to Vitali's Italian Restaurant, Wise Owl Animal Hospital, Lotte Hotel, and Golf Espresso. Rolling with Dice in the middays, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 o'clock on Power 98 FM.
Get ready, get set, mark your calendars for the biggest events of the year. Bank of Guam's Hagåtña City Run and Block Party is back and set for Saturday, March 8th, 2025 with a Sunset Run Walk and Bank of Guam's signature Block Party. All event proceeds support the fight against cancer, so let's come together for an evening of fun. Stay in the loop by following on social media for details and updates on Bank of Guam's Hagåtña City Run and Block Party. Bank of Guam, the People's Bank, member FDIC.
Attention class of 2025. Are you ready? The Power 98 Senior Challenge is back, but this time we're stepping it up. Forget about lip syncing. We want to see your creativity and your moves. Sign up for the Power 98 Senior Step Up Challenge today for your chance to win cash money for your senior class. The video challenge you've been prepping for since freshman year is here. Email Kyle at power98.com now for more details. The Power 98 Senior Step Up Challenge is presented by Domino's Pizza, the Hagåtña Shopping Center, GTA, Wave 105.1 FM, Route 99.5 FM, and the station powering the best days of your senior year, Power 98.
I noticed you've been flipping the channels looking for a place to land on. Well, I'm here at 105.1 The Wave. I'll make you laugh, maybe cry, but you're going to hear everything to get you through your morning. Mornings with Patty. You don't have to listen to me, but I think you're going to want to.
Mornings with Patty on the Wave 105 is brought to you by GTA, Chili's Bar and Grill, Bank Pacific, Subway, Sherwin-Williams Paint, Take Care Insurance, and Pat's Denting and Detailing.
One pill can kill. Fake pills often contain fentanyl. It only takes 2 milligrams of fentanyl, equivalent to a few grains of salt, to be lethal. Fake pills are often sold on social media platforms, making them available to anyone with a smartphone.
Talk early and often to youth about the dangers of misusing prescription drugs and the lethal dangers of counterfeit drugs laced with fentanyl.
Stay informed, stay safe. One pill can kill.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the radio stations of Glimpses Media Group, Wave 105 FM, and Power 98.
Now's that time for your last real deal traffic report here on the bright side. Slow traffic on Route 3 in Dededo if you're passing the GRMC Hospital, heading to the intersection on Route 1. Heavy traffic on Route 1 in Dededo if you're passing the South Challen Henry Kaiser Street, heading northbound to the intersection, and that leads to Route 26 Machechi Avenue. Heavy traffic on Route 4 in Sinohania if you are coming from Hagåtña, heading to the intersection and near the Central Precinct. Slow traffic on Route 1 into Muning, north and southbound at the intersections that lead to Route 30 and Route 14 near the ITC building. Heavy traffic on Route 1 into Muning if you're coming from the intersection that leads to Route 14 heading northbound to the intersection that leads to Route 10A. Slow traffic on Route 10A into Muning if you're coming from the intersection on Route 1 heading to the intersection in front of the Guam airport. Slow traffic on Route 1 if you're coming from the intersection that leads to Route 14 in Upper Tumon heading northbound to the intersection that leads to Route 16. And now for your traffic advisory for the week from tomorrow, Tuesday, February 4th, motorists, to Friday, February 7th, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., motorists are advised that the contractor will continue shoulder work along Route 14B and on the sidewalk into Muning. During this time, expect minimal lane shifts and intermittent lane closures. And that is your last Real Deal traffic report here on the Bright Side.
The views and opinions expressed in this show are that of the show host, guests, and callers. They do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff and management of Wave 105 FM, Glimpses Media, or any of our partners. As we strive to provide quality, respectful, and engaging content, we welcome you to participate in the conversation. Thank you for tuning in to Wave 105 FM, the sound of Guam. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back. The Bright Side right here on Wave 105, 540 in the afternoon. So I'm just double checking, making sure there's nobody. Is anybody else sending FOIA request? Anybody? I think we're okay. So the one that we haven't covered just yet is the FOIA from the governor's office regarding questionable hiring practices. The governor's office FOIAing the AG regarding questionable hiring practices, right? So they FOIA'd the AG and said the goal of the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, is to hold government officials accountable by requiring transparency as a check against corruption and ensuring an informed citizenry. These goals are especially important when the agency being questioned claims to be the watchdog of our government. In this spirit, the Office of the Governor has submitted a FOIA request to the Office of the Attorney General, currently led by the Attorney General Doug Moylan. The request is in response to the public's concerns about the OAG's questionable hiring of Attorney General Moylan's brother and the hiring and promotion of his fiancée, as well as concerns about the the finances and ethics of his office. It's in bold. The Attorney General is not above the law. He should be investigated when his actions raise legal red flags, and if he is found to have committed a crime, he should be prosecuted and punished. So he does respond, and I saw his response before already that he had submitted to the media, like earlier in January. But this time around, he says the governor's release is simply distracts the public from several serious legal issues that have brought the people's elected law enforcement law firm at odds with the governor on numerous civil and criminal investigations and issues affecting all our people's welfare, including the illegal use of ARPA funds, the governor's inability to help the poor and homeless, as well as the overall deteriorating conditions in healthcare, education, and public safety. It said here, so this came out on January 31st, so that was 3 days ago, Friday. So on Thursday, the governor publicly spoke of replacing me as the people's choice of attorney. I wasn't there. So apparently the governor publicly spoke of replacing me, or the AG, the people's choice of attorney general, with her choice of another attorney in order to get her medical complex started, despite my office having issued 2 legal opinions that it was illegal. The governor also openly stated that I was her chief legal officer at a Guam housing function. I am, in fact, democratically elected and the people's chief legal officer, not hers alone, especially since the Guam legislature in 1999 changed this position from being appointed to being elected pursuant to the Organic Act of Guam. The governor is now attacking persons close to me. She is destroying their reputations with falsehoods. Her office's comments defame these 2 persons by saying that I hired them. It says here the factuality and patently untrue. This is factually and patently untrue, subjecting them to a defamation lawsuit. The fact can be clearly ascertained in the government records. And so I remember him stating this when the media asked him. And so he sent the response to all media saying Chief Deputy AG Joseph Guthrie hired them upon their applications and have been instrumental in keeping AG operations functioning. It is further well documented publicly that this office has been understaffed since I took office, and these 2 persons had the courage to stand with me to help me enforce Guam law. As an aside, my brother, I'll just say his name, Scott Moylan, was one of 4 accountants from Community First Fed credit union that sought employment with the AG's office, all at one time. In April of 2024, I immediately hired 3 of them and disqualified myself from Scott's application. He clearly was the most educated and experienced among the 4 accountant applicants. Joe Guthrie vetted his application. Notably, even Guam's public auditor spoke out before the Guam legislature how difficult it has been for his office to hire accountants. Scott was immediately assigned to the Government Corruption Division to assist the AG's office in its ongoing investigations with the OPA involving the governor's administration. As for my chief of staff, my former chief of staff recently resigned. This position is unclassified and is a purely political position to help the AG fulfill his election promises and further the legal policies during the AG's 4-year term, in addition to many other administrative duties. And so, again, hiring of my family members or close friends is recognized in American politics. This is what he wrote on January 11th. The most visible of this accepted practice was the late President John F. Kennedy, who hired his brother Robert Kennedy as the Attorney General of the United States. The ability to hire a chief of staff for the Attorney General is at the complete discretion of the Attorney General to help him fulfill his political promises. The chief of staff is required to further the legal and political agenda of the democratically elected Attorney General, including helping to fulfill the AG's election promises. Each AG, governor, delegate, senator, and mayor selects essentially a chief of staff or equivalent who is an unclassified at-will employee. There was this question of why didn't others get an opportunity to apply for this position. And so he says Miss Hawkins, because of Miss Hawkins, he was able to hire about 32 of over 200 attorney applicants from off island to date to serve as his client. She also vetted and caused to be interviewed over 150 non-attorney applicants and close to 800 applications to work in this law office. This is a law firm and not the Department of Parks and Recreation that I require competent, dedicated, and loyal staff to fulfill my difficult law enforcement agenda. Vince is on the line. He wants to pivot to GMH. Hafa Adai, sir.
Hafa Adai. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Great show. It looks like it's going to be a nice preparation for tomorrow's public informational hearing down at the legislature.
Yeah. I'll be paying attention.
Well, hopefully, yeah, it looks like the governor and the attorney general are still fighting with each other, so hopefully they'll get together tonight and figure out how to get along, because we do need to get this hospital situation going. I hope you were able to see a bunch of the articles that we had collected in preparation for this hearing. I sent it to that WhatsApp number that you had put on the air earlier.
Okay.
But yeah, I had called earlier to Patty's show, and apparently the GMH public information officer, who unfortunately makes a lot more money than you do, was able to get a media alert out, I guess criticizing me for calling the hospital unsafe and unclean. And I think Patty had not liked my statements, but I'm going to stand on them because she claims that there's been no condemnation of the filth and incompetency at our only public hospital, and she's absolutely wrong. I mean, this is a direct statement to Patty Arroyo, because again, you cannot have the chairperson of healthcare do a walkthrough in her first week and give the facility an F and not take that as a condemnation of that facility. You can't have the hospital lose accreditation over 8 years ago because it was unsafe and not take that as a condemnation of the management of the hospital. And you can't have the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers issue a report saying that they needed to immediately fix $20 million in infrastructure deficiencies that were a threat to the life and safety of patients, and not take that as condemnation of the management of the hospital. This is lunacy that the Guam Memorial Hospital leadership would say that because they haven't been shut down by themselves, that they remain open, that it is somehow safe. That it's a big
I get what you're saying. So when you say is condemned, not condemned physically, like shuttered, but that the current chair, Senator Sabrina Salas Matanani, is condemning the hospital because she said that she's giving the facility an F.
She was in tears because the place was so filthy, and they were supposedly prepared for her to come. So you can imagine how it was the day prior. Okay. And that's the shame for every single person who has to use that hospital facility, particularly if they have Medicare, because you have a choice. You can go to GRMC. You could probably even go to Naval Hospital, but GMH continues to offer our people a third world, substandard, dirty, filthy facility, and yet we're supposed to be happy about it. When you look at their salaries, the amount of money that they're paying their administrative personnel, that's not third world salaries. They're above the 50th percentile. And tomorrow's going to be a day of reckoning, as was the previous oversight hearings when the hospital administrator admitted that the hospital was 18 months away from accreditation if she had put work into it, which she failed to do. In fact, apparently they couldn't get the $20 million that was given to her activated because the hospital has such a terrible procurement process that they can't fix the hospital, which is in a state of emergency, yet they can still continue to make payroll for 1,300 people every 2 weeks. So the priorities are not there to provide the people of Guam a safe hospital, and it is not safe. And so we reiterate to anybody who's listening, if you have a choice tonight to go to GMH or go to GRMC, particularly if you have Medicare, because Lillian Posadas today, as the hospital administrator, is saying she only gets paid 50% of what she charges Medicare, which is, she needs to take it this way. They believe you're only worth that amount. They're not stealing from you. They've looked at what kind of services you provide, and they say you're worth 50% of what you're charging. So, the big problem at GMH is they have too many people doing too little to help the people of Guam. And tomorrow in the public information hearing, it's going to come out. So it should be fun.
Can you educate me how this whole thing works with the Medicare, right? So we get capped, right? And then after that, we can't get from the federal government after that number,
it's not
right?
That complicated. No, Medicare is a very generous credit card given by the federal government to help people, particularly in the territories. GMH makes it somehow more difficult than it has to be by running a substandard American hospital that wouldn't pass inspection in the Philippines, right? So because you run such a lousy hospital and you do such a terrible job of submitting your paperwork, Medicare just throws its hands up and says, here's 50 cents, get out of my face. So it's not complicated because the same people who work at GMH now work at GRMC and Naval Hospital for that matter, because we have very good Guamanians running both of these local hospitals, and they do just fine with Medicare. GMH is not special. They're not autistic. They don't have a learning disability. They're just crooked. they're corrupt. Their priority is to make payroll, and it needs to stop, and the governor needs to stop it. So I hope she and the Attorney General can quit fighting, and then they can come together and reprioritize government for the people. Quit making it for the employees. It's for the people.
Understood. The public hearing starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. They'll be discussing.
Started already when you started your show today. So you've done a great job, buddy.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Are you going to be there testifying? Are you sending written testimony?
Obviously,
you could send
the
written.
Legislature is forcing me to choose between taking care of my patients or going down there to tell them what I just told you now.
Got it,
right? I took 5 minutes out of my day. And I'm actually sick today, so you can hear it in my voice. But if I'm well enough to go into work tomorrow, I'm going to take care of patients.
Got it.
They schedule at 10 o'clock at their convenience rather than doing it, in some decent hour so we can keep them up at night.
Sure.
They don't work around the people that are providing health care. They work around their time. So it's an insult to have it at 10 o'clock. It means they don't want the doctors and nurses to show up. But, it is what it is. Maybe, again, patients will defend themselves because they're the ones getting screwed. I mean, these warnings are not just to humiliate the governor, which, although I'm perfectly willing to humiliate the governor because she's failed spectacularly by a good hospital for Guam. But this is to save people from unnecessarily getting hurt by a filthy, incompetent, unsafe hospital at the Guam Memorial Hospital.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for calling.
Have a great day.
Okay, you
Bye.
too. All right, address. Okay, so it is tomorrow, 10 a.m. Current updates, American Rescue Plan Act funds, new hospital plans and timelines, projected costs for the new hospital. Which it is unfortunate, right? Because I do hope you can send written testimony, but it is important to hear from those that are in the medical field, right? And so we'll see. But even more so, I don't want to say more so, equally important, we should be able to hear where are we at with the American Rescue Plan Act funds, the new hospital plans and the timelines, and then projected costs for the new hospital, right? Because also in Senator Terlai's response to the FOIA, she does mention, is it the response? Because she also FOIA's back. I think it was the FOIA back. She mentions that, and I remember this slide, but earlier this morning, I think the director or the CEO of GMHA, Lillian Perez-Posadas, explained what had happened, why what they had implemented in the slide didn't actually happen. I'm trying 556. I'm trying to because there were two releases that Senator Terlai sent out on Saturday. Let me see if it's this one. ARPA funds, funding, GMH. Yes, it is. It's this one. So she shares Senator Terlai shares the $20 million ARPA funding process that comes from GMHA. This is their slide. And it even talks about what they're going to spend it on. So this is GMHA's slide that says ARPA funded CIPs, GMH and SNF, HVAC and other utility systems, GMH structural architectural improvements, medical and other equipment, GMHA IT network systems infrastructure needs. And that all totals to $20 million. And so that's why speakers like talks about broken promise of ARPA funds to the hospital, betrayal of GMH patients, loss of an unprecedented opportunity. That's why when she spoke today with Patty Arroyo and said she did feel betrayed, well, not necessarily for herself, but she felt like it was a betrayal towards the GMA, the hardworking employees over at GMHA, right? But then the office, the governor's office, basically says they're setting the record straight. No ARPA funds were lost by the people of Guam. And so they explain that says funds initially designed for GMH capital improvement projects, the CIPs, were not obligated in compliance with U.S. Treasury guidelines due to technical challenges, including procurement and design issues. Recognizing these constraints, the administration took responsible action to reallocate these ARPA monies not obligated by the statutory deadline to pay down other operational liabilities at GMH, freeing up hospital funding funds for approved projects. So when I read that, it's still money that go ARPA monies, that $20 million, whether it was divided 10 and 10, they took that other 10 and it still went towards GMH to pay down other operational liabilities at GMH. Otherwise, you would have said other operational liabilities within the government. That's how I'm reading it. 5:59 in the evening, we're going to take off. Issa and I are going to be back tomorrow from 2 to 6. But before that, Patty Arroyo and Dice are going to be back for Mornings with Patty, 6 to 10 a.m. It's Tuesday, so you got Cop Talk from 10 to 11. 11 to 12 is something.
I think Guam Community College.
There you go. Guam Community College is going to be on. That's our friend Trina. She's going to be on from 11 to 12. Maximum Millennium Music is going to take us to another Brightside from 2 to 6. I will definitely be paying attention to that public hearing that starts at 10. So I agree with Dr. Akimoto. It should have been after 5. But on the bright side, the fact that it's on 10, I'll have plenty notes by 2 p.m. Hopefully it doesn't go all the way till 2. It could. And if it does, it's probably because there's a lot of information that needs to be shared. All right, we'll get out of here, and you guys, everybody, get home safe. Be kind to each other, especially out on those roads. Adios.